Hello. Oh my gosh. I'm here. I had to run to go do something real quick and I got back just in time. I set everything up beforehand though, so it was a quick slide in, make sure everything's working, and then boom. But yeah, I'm here. If you saw, I added a little wiggle in the wiggle in the, what is it? Starting soon screen. Hi Gases Grass. Hey Yurkun. Welcome in, welcome in. Y'all beat me to the stream. Congrats, congrats. But yeah, so I have a funny little story to tell before we get this stream started and I start, you know, the usual doodling. So beforehand, there's been a little bit of an issue and there's something behind my fridge that I think y'all would be very amused at. So yeah, let me make sure everything is fine there. Okay, good. Ooh, it's spooky, scary. Oh, what's behind the fridge? Ooh, okay. 3, 2, man, I hope everything is set up correctly. 1, let's go. Look, it's a little PNG paprika. Look at her, she's so cute, she's so excited. Look, she got the little ear wiggle. So I have a funny little story to tell about her, right? So whenever my computer first started like going down and stuff and problems were happening, I was still like, you know what, I'm gonna challenge myself and I'm gonna keep making content. And to be honest, I had no idea how I was gonna do this. Because if I just posted videos with me talking over them, it's not the same, you know. I gotta get expressive, I gotta get moving. That's why I like the 3D VTuber. And I had the little drawing thing for like some of my, hey, you know, I can't do anything today kind of post, but it was like that's fine, but I wanted something with a little more like pizzazz. PNG grandma. PNG grandma confirmed. But yeah, so I was like, what do I do? And then I was like, you know what? I could make the little like chibi that I drew last time into a PNG tuber, because that'll be like the closest I get to actual thing without being like, oh, face cam time, because that's not something that I want to do. And so I drew her, and then my computer got fixed way faster than I thought it was going to. So then, you know, she kind of got scrapped for a little while, and then I was going to finish her on stream, but I was like, okay, let me see what progress I'm at, what needs to be done, and, you know, what I need to do. I was completely finished with her. I just needed to export all the files and then get them into VitoTube, which is the thing that I'm using right now. So like it took me like a good maybe 20-30 minutes to set her up, just because I had never used VitoTube before. And I made little like GIF animations to get the little ear wiggles in. And then afterwards I finished that, and then I was like, wait, with all the files that I have, I could make an ear wiggle animation, and so I did. And so that's what you saw on the starting soon screen. So yeah, I wanted to show that because I was like very excited about it. Like, oh, look, I made a thing. It's been a while since I made a thing. But yeah. Like, watch it. She just ear wiggles by herself. Isn't it so cute? It was kind of awkward just sitting there, but like the little slow blink, it's so cute. But yeah, so there's that. Let me put the fridge in front of her again. She's gone. She's gone. She can't hurt you anymore. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that was really neat, and it was something that I wanted to show. I gotta make sure I have everything set. Yeah, okay. You know, so I was on Twitter and I was scheduling tweets or whatever for the live so that I wouldn't forget to send them. And then I realized the last time that I went on VPumpkin, I'd actually scheduled the tweet, but I scheduled it to this Saturday instead of, I think it was Monday that I played. So it never went out. The fridge, the fridge, the fridge, ta-da! The fridge is so cute. I like it. It makes me feel like an actual, like, look, someone drew something for me. It goes on the fridge. It's nice. I like it. I like it. It's funny because I was not really arguing with my brother, but we were having a civil discussion about how to show everything that I would get. Hi, Miriam Carl. Hi, Drive Me Crazy. And he was actually the one that drew it for me, like a proud mom, exactly like that. I feel like I give big sister vibes though, so I feel weird saying like, oh yeah, like a proud mom, but it's like, nah, I'm not professional enough to be a mom, because I'm like, oh, I can't do that and I forget this. But I guess that's like, that's kind of the same thing almost. I feel like older sisters tend to to feel just around the same road. The fridge is the best. Grandma Paprika. Yeah, the fridge. And yeah, so he drew a lot of the little photos that you see on there. and there's some of them that either I drew or other stuff that I liked, and I was like, I'm gonna slap it on there. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that's what I wanted to show you. I was so excited about it. I was like setting it up and I was like, oh, this is so freaking cute. Oh my gosh. And then the little wiggle animation. I literally just went into like a GIF maker because I have like 6 photos of both like the alternative versions of the mouth open and mouth closed, and then I was like, wait, I can make a little GIF of it blinking so that it looks natural, because I also had like a half-lidded one and I wanted to use that. So I got it. Is that an art stream I see? It is! I'm gonna do an art stream today. We start at 12:15, you know, the usual 15 minutes of just chatting before jumping into today's topic to allow people to come in and everyone get up to speed and in the vibe. I'll be sure to make more stuff worthy of the fridge when I get home. I bet I'll slap everything on the fridge. I want this fridge to be covered. I want you to not even be able to see that it's a fridge, and it'll just look like a rectangle of images and fan art. That's what I want. That's what I strive for someday. Yeah, I'm excited. It's like, ooh, maybe one day I'll actually have my fridge covered. You know what? Where is it? I was like, okay, where's my second stream to like double check the quality? But I don't actually know where my phone is. Oh my god. I was early because of TikTok. Nice. I was literally like setting up that post as I was running to my computer because I was like, oh, I set up the stream. It's in the waiting screen. I gotta go. That's a good gal. Yeah. Alright, give me 1 second. Let me scoop back ominously into the void. Where's my phone? I found it. I found my phone. I don't remember what I was on though. I was on TikTok. I was in fact on TikTok because I have 2 phones. I have one that I post content on and another one that I use for personal things, but both of them have my content on it. So whichever phone would be found, I would be discovered that I'm in fact a VTuber. I am not hiding it well. Oh my god. I was early because of Discord notifications. You know, I tried disabling that bot and it still does it, but honestly, it kind of saves me the trouble, so I'm not all that pressed about it. The void phone. Have you done an age reveal yet? I have not. Some people know my age because of other content, or like different discussions, but I have not done like a general, this is how old I am. So yeah. I'm just in time. Thanks, YouTube notifications. Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, I scheduled all my streams for the week. I was professional VTuber this week. Somewhat. Not really, because I was still late to scheduling. Like, I think yesterday's stream, I realized that I hadn't scheduled it. And so like, I was like, okay, let me just click into the regular, you know, stream that's already there, and it was not made, and I was like, oh, well, I should probably get that going. Oh my gosh, what was I gonna do on here? Oh, right. Pull up the quality check stream. I have like a pair of wired headphones and everything, like specifically for this, so that whenever I pull it up I can hear and everything, because the last time that I just made sure that the stream looked okay, the audio was absolute trash and I was not aware of it, because everyone on YouTube is so nice that they don't tell you when shit's messed up. And so you don't know till you're watching the VOD and you're like, oh my god, that wasn't playing the entire time. I was like, let me put on music, and the music was not capturing, so it was just silence. And then like the music, the good thing about the music is it covers up the bad audio. So like, because like I don't have super bad audio, but I don't have the best audio, and if it were complete silence you would hear the little like, oh, it's not the best, but it's not that bad. And like, I don't like that. I need the music to cover it up. Let's see, I still got wireless headphones, but I almost never use it because it's such a mood playing games that I need music. Then you hear the power down sound. I felt that. It's like you're listening to the music and you're like doo 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 doo, or like ding, you know, the like what is it, battery low, and it's like, oh my gosh, stop, this is getting the best part of the music, and they're just like battery low. Like, come on, man, just be quiet, please. I just want to listen to this. That, or like if you play horror games and then the like monster starts coming and it's like Gabberly battery low. I lost mine at a waterfall. Holy crap. I wonder how many headphones there are that exist like in the ocean and stuff because of people wearing them near the ocean. I have a pair of like Bluetooth headphones that are made for swimmers or something, and so they hook around the ear, and I really like them, but they're getting old and like some of the plastic is starting to break. It's like, no, I like these. I never use them in the water though because I'm too scared to mess them up because they're my favorite pair. So yeah. Can you believe there are actually some made for swimmers? Like, I wonder if swimmers actually use those headphones. I don't know. I didn't really look them up. I didn't check, like, what are the reviews in terms of water resistance? I was just like, okay, cool. Because it's supposed to be like, oh, if you're a swimmer, then you can use these. But also, if you're a runner, you can sweat with these in. And, like, I wasn't even aware that was something that runners had to worry about. Like, yeah, I realized, yeah, they sweat. But I didn't know that, like... I mean, I'm assuming it's an issue if there's a product for it, right? So I didn't know there was like a crowd of people being like, oh man, I sweat too much. I mess up all my headphones. I wish I had a pair of headphones that wouldn't mess up with my sweat. Like, it's just a problem that I didn't know existed, you know? So it's fun hearing about those issues because it's like, that's a thing? People worry about that? Swimmers maybe. It's like using Raycons while being at the gym. Oh, Raycons, I've like seen a lot of ads about that, and they look kind of cool. I kind of want the like bud headphones, but at the same time, like I've always experienced this even with like wired headphones. If I chew or if I open my mouth a lot, if I start talking, they start falling out, and I don't like that. So I prefer the ones with hooks. So I would probably have to get like a wireless, because when I say Bluetooth headphones, it's the one with like the wire between both of them. That or it has the hooks, or it has both. So I guess I would have to get like some with hooks or something built in, because yeah, they kind of fall out a lot. Just have a pair of AirPods Pro that I bought last year. I've put so many hours on them. I've heard so many issues of people like losing their AirPods. I have normal AirPods for 3 years and then they just got decimated by the motherfucking waterfall. Yeah, it'd be like that. I had a coworker and she was like, I lost my, like every week she would be like, I lost my my AirPods, and then oh, I found them, and it's because like they would fall into her purse, or she would be tired and she'd just like dump them in her bag or something, and then she would lose them, and then like a week later she would find them, and it was so constant. It was funny. Every week I'd be like, so what's the status of your headphones? She's like, I lost them again. I almost lost one of them under a hotel bed. We had to go back there and get it. Oh my god, how'd you find it? How'd you know that it was under a hotel bed, of all things? Or was it just like, I'm pretty sure I left it in the hotel. I don't know, I feel like a lot of people, including myself, well, it depends. If I'm like within a reasonable radius of the hotel, then I'm like, yeah, let's just go back and I'm gonna check real quick. But if I'm honestly, if I'm outside of the hotel, I'm already gonna be like, I don't want to go back in and look for the tiny itty bitty headphone. I'll take the L. Oh my gosh. Oh. I was like, wait, is there something I'm supposed to be doing? I'm supposed to be prepping for the art stream. I have everything ready. I just needed to connect it. That was the last thing, because I didn't want to overload my computer with running multiple softwares. Let's see. This one and that one. I dropped it and we meant to get it, but we forgot. Oh my gosh, AirPods are such an Apple thing. They made it wireless so you lose it more. They sell you the wire for real. I always lost them in the morning and panicked trying to find them before I got up. I'm surprisingly good at keeping up with them. Must be nice. Could never be me. Literally would never be me. Oh my gosh, I lose so many things. I lose my keys, I lose my phone, I've lost my tablet. Like, I've lost almost everything that I've owned before, and luckily I'm able to find it because I don't travel very often, so it's not that hard to find it. It's usually like within the house. But it is a struggle finding it within the house, especially when I lose stuff. Like, I think I had it in my room somewhere, but there's so many nooks and crannies of my room that I don't know where it is. So it's always a blessing when I find it, and I usually do, but still, it's always counted as a blessing. Hero Brian joined the game. Welcome in, Antonio! Let's see. I got the hiccups. There we go. Okay. The art thing is now set up. Let's go. Right on time, too. It is 12:15. Let's switch over to that art screen and hope that everything is actually set up, because I forgot to check that beforehand. It's set up! Let's go! The genuine surprise is just a little bit embarrassing, low-key. Oh my gosh. So it's a funny little story to tell, right? Because I was literally like having, not a mental crisis, but I was thinking like really deeply about it before stream, because it I don't know, conspiracy theory time, right? But like, I'm not really a conspiracy theorist. I don't really believe all that. I mean, it would be like, whoa, does that actually happen? But I'm pretty sure it doesn't. So I noticed that if I keep it in the exact same spot every time I put it down, I won't lose it. See, I do that too, like with my keys and stuff. Whoa, the screen is bugging out a little, isn't it? Wait, okay. One of them's wrong. I don't know which one it is. Ah, there it is. Nope, that wasn't it. What am I looking at? Give me a second. This one? Nope, that's not it. This one. That is so weird. Why is it doing that? That is so weird. Give me 1 second. Trying to figure out what's going on. That wouldn't be good. Well, this is new. This is in fact very new. Chat, VC, screen share, Huon, Gartic. What's Gartic? I don't know what Gartic was. Oh my gosh. I don't know why it's doing that. Holy shit. Okay, think. Does it still do it? Yes, it does. Maybe I gotta restart and... Okay, let me restart the broadcast really quick. Oh, wait. No, I was bamboozled. Alright, give me a second. I'm gonna restart the connection. Because shit be wild. Let's see. But yeah, I do that with my keys too. I leave them on the same part of the desk, but then like one day I just get lazy. And then I think I figured out what was the issue. I did. Oh my god, that was so lame. Okay, okay, good. Okay, cool. With my keys, I put them on my desk every time, but then whenever I get home and I'm tired and I go to eat first or something, then I leave them in the kitchen, or then I leave them in another bedroom, and then I lose them. But luckily I have a little, like, noise maker on the keys, so I'm able to find it, like, really fast. I'm so glad my dad made me buy those. Because I kept losing them, and he would get frustrated because he's like, why do you're supposed to put them down in the same place every time? And I'm like, I do. And then he sees them on my desk and he's like, you're not supposed to leave them on there. And I'm like, but that's my spot. But yeah, it's fine. I found it. It was fine. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Hey, I'm doing auto piano. Oh, nice. Average Grandma Paprika video prompts. Yeah, listen, man. It's not a Paprika stream without at least one scuff issue. Even if it's just minor. Even if it's something like, wait, where's the file, or why is it not popping up? Even if I get it fixed within 5 seconds, if I don't hesitate for a millisecond, it's not my stream. There's someone that's taken over me. It's not me. It's fake. Oh my gosh. That's why I'm so glad I don't drive yet, but I go to college next month, and now I'm low-key panicking. I felt that when I started college, I had to learn how to drive because the college that I went to was like not super far away. It was only like a 30-minute drive. It wasn't like one of those, oh, it's 4 hours to the college campus, because I had some classmates who literally live that far, which was really wild because like, why would you go to a college so far? But to be fair, the program that we went to wasn't like super common. It wasn't like, you know, oh, it's an English major, you know, where every college has it. It was one of those like very specific ones. So yeah, but I had to learn how to drive, and let me tell you, I had like very little experience. I just had like a little bit of experience that my dad taught me driving his little white sedan. Hi Paprika, good morning, welcome in Godzilla. Gotta love this scuff. Yeah. But yeah, I just had experience driving his little white sedan, and then whenever I started driving, my aunt, or not whenever I started driving, right before, in order to teach me a little better, my aunt, who would take me there because she worked like down the street from the college, so I got lucky and I was riding with her. But at one point she was like, hey, so I have to hurry up and get in because I'm already running late. Just drive my van, okay? Van, like suburban van, like big suburban van to the college campus. And then you'll just come and pick me up. And I was like, huh? Wait, what? No, hold on. I've practiced driving a little white car. This is a huge van. I can't possibly drive this. This is endangering a child. I know I'm older than a child now, but still, this is not safe. And I couldn't even finish my sentence before she was already in her work building, so I kind of had no choice. So yeah, I drove to the campus and it was scary, it was big. I didn't hit anything, surprisingly. I thought, you know, an issue that I would have would be turning or something, and then like me not used to how wide it was, but no, it was perfectly fine and it made no sense. Oh, that is weird. I have the reference on wrong. There we go. Reference. But yeah, it all worked out. I learned how to drive because of that. Oh shit. Shit. Oh my god, I was wondering why it was like that. There we go. But yeah, it's not that bad, but I would have just not gone at that point. Well, I couldn't just leave the van on in the middle of the street. Like, she left it to where I had no choice but to at least move it. I think it was intentional, to be 100% honest, because at that point I'd been scared to drive. Because before I learned how to drive, I had like multiple dreams before, you know, like ever touching the steering wheel. I'm talking about like starting at age 8, you know? I had dreams where I would be in car crashes and I was the reason that, you know, it would happen, or car accidents. And so one of them was like my mom was fixing something. This was a dream, right? My mom was fixing something in the car. I've driven big and small vehicles. Biggest is an F-350 dually. Dually. Smallest is the little Mazda 3 hatchback. I do not have that much range in cars. I've driven little cars and that white van, and that's about it. But yeah, no, I dreamt that my mom was fixing something in her van or something, and she was like, hey, I need you to just like put your foot on the brake. You don't have to do anything. Just, you know, keep your foot on the brake. Very easy instructions. It was a very realistic dream. It was weird until the next part. So we had lived at this house that had like a really long driveway, and I was like, okay, you know, like I can do that. And even then the driveway was like kind of hilly almost, so even if the car did start to move, more than likely it would get stuck on one of those little hills and not be able to move past that point. So I was like, there's no way this can possibly go wrong. I'll be fine. And also because my mom was like, just hurry up and do it, stop being a scaredy cat. And I was like, okay. And so I did it, and I was holding my foot on the brake, and then it started moving. She was like, what are you doing? Hold your foot on the brake. And I'm like, I'm pressing it down. It's completely touching the bottom. It's not stopping. And like, it kept moving forward, and I was so scared. My mom was yelling at me, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And then it got like all the way through the hills of the driveway, across the street. And right across the street, we lived across from like a park with like a little river by it. And I say little, but it's like a just regular sized river, honestly. But it was a road and then little like bars or something, but they had no, it was like a fence but nothing in between the posts in order to actually stop anything. And I was like, oh, I'll just hit the posts, it's fine, like the van won't be able to fit between them. And it fit between them for some reason. So I went through that, down the hill that was there, straight into the river, and I jumped out of the van last second. And at that point my mom was like still by the driveway, so it was like far enough away to where I couldn't see her. And the first thing I thought was, my mom is gonna kill me. And then I woke up and I was like, oh, thank God. Because could you imagine the aftermath after that? But yeah, several dreams like that where it was me not making it through a car experience, and I was like, I think it's a sign. I don't think I should be driving. But in the city that we live in, it is not a walkable city, so I was kind of forced to learn how to drive if I wanted to do anything with my life. And so now I drive against my will. But yeah, it's not super bad. It's not that great. It's like no matter what time you drive, there will always be crazy drivers, and you just got to do your best to be safe. And even then, there's no guarantee. So it's really, I can't even say, oh, you'll be fine. It's just, you know, do your best to stay safe. Oh my God, that's the same reason why I never do. Oh my God, it's consistent. It's a sign. Some type of higher power doesn't want anyone driving, and so they give everyone the same dreams. It's just some people are like, I don't care, I want to go see my friends, which is honestly a little valid. I kind of did the same thing later on after I kind of got over my fear. I was like, wait, if I drive, then I can decide when to go pick up my friends, because at that time I lived in a different part of the city, which was like 10 minutes away from all of my friends. So I would go and I would pick them up, and we'd head to the park, we'd head to the store. It was so fun. I miss it. I've had very few dreams about car crashes, but I've had quite a few zombie dreams. I noticed I die a lot in my dreams. Oh my gosh, I don't die often. I usually wake up with some kind of revelation where like I figure out something, like there's like a mystery or something, or I'm like, why did that happen? And then like it hits me and I'm like, oh my god, I get it now. And then I wake up and it's like, ah man, I could have changed the storyline with that realization. Are you kidding me? I just got to the best part. But yeah, it's fun. Dreams are fun. There we go. I can force myself out of dreams I don't like. Really? I struggle a lot with that. There was a good moment where I actually had a lot of sleep issues. Like, it wasn't super bad. It's not like I went to the doctor and I was like, doctor, I have insomnia. You know, it wasn't that bad. But it was to the point that I would have one of my siblings sleep next to me because I kept getting stuck in sleep paralysis. And the thing is, I never saw anything. That was a good thing. I never saw anything because like I was able to actually stop my mind from thinking, but I would just be overwhelmed with this panicky feeling of, oh my god, something is watching me. And I could not move because I was in that like middle state where I was still like, my body was still asleep but my mind was very wide awake, and so I would have essentially panic attacks and I would not be able to move, so it was even worse. But I watched like one video, I don't even remember from where, but it was like, yeah, whenever you get stuck and stuff like that, start very like slow and small, and like start wiggling your fingers just like the slightest bit. The more you wiggle them, the more like feeling you'll get in your hands, and then from there you're able to like get out of it. And so that's what I would do. I would focus really hard on my fingers, and since they would sleep next to me, I would just like wiggle my fingers until I could feel my hand and then grab them, and then they would like fully shake me awake, and then I would be able to get up. And so it's a weird little hack that I did, but eventually the sleep paralysis stopped, so it was all good. It was fine. I was fine. Hi Antonio. Oh my gosh, but yeah, that time was not fun. It sucks not being able to sleep good. I was not sleeping good at that time, and I don't know how. I don't know how I was surviving on like the little sleep that I got, because it would happen often. And then after those moments where I would wake up after the sleep paralysis, I would have to wait it out a little bit, because if I went back to sleep directly after that, just the same thing again, way too close, so I'd have to like stay up for a little bit, wait till the feeling went away, and then go back to sleep. And usually from there, like, I'd be fine the rest of the night, but there were some times where it would happen like 2 to 3 times a night, so that was not fun. But it does make for a fun story to tell, and usually people are able to like bounce back with like, yeah, I had sleep paralysis once and I saw this, and I'm like, oh, I got so lucky that I didn't see anything, because I cannot imagine the stuff that I would have come up with, because I've seen some of those like, you know, try not to be scared challenges or whatever, or those like, oh my god, mysterious thing caught on camera stuff, and so I can only imagine what I would come up with. And if I'm able to see it, like, you know, because I'm imagining it, I would not last. I can force myself awake by focusing on waking up, or if that doesn't work in a dream, I just pull a trigger. Ooh, yikes. See, like, I don't think I've ever... No, I have. I was gonna say, I don't think I've ever died in a dream, but there was one dream that I had where I died, or I'm pretty sure I died at the end. I like woke up right before I died, you know, the usual. And so what happened, it was like a telenovela. It was so dramatic. So something happened to where my parents went missing for a little bit, and then I was like kind of in a orphanage kind of situation, and the like main lady that was in charge of it was like super mean, and then I had like a major gut feeling that she was gonna kill me, and I was like, I need to get out of here. And this like happened a little more paced, but essentially what happened was that like things had been building up, and I was like, oh my god, she's gonna kill me. And I hadn't done anything like, oh, I broke her thing, she's gonna kill me. Like, it wasn't like that. I was talking about like, she intends to kill me. And so I was like, I need to get out of here fast. And then eventually it leads up to where they put me in a room or something, and like, I know the next time that they come in, you know, they're gonna try and kill me. So I'm like, okay, as soon as they open the door, because there was only one exit, there wasn't any windows or anything, so I was like, as soon as they open the door, I have to sprint past them and just book it. And it was like in this weird like camp in the forest situation. So once they open the door, I book it past them, and I'm like running through like a forest trail or something, and I make it to a mountain that kind of curls up. It's like very cartoonesque now that I'm like thinking about it. Is it a rubber room with rats? See, I wasn't crazy, because the rats drove me crazy. But no, it was not a rubber room. And so I run up the mountain till I get to the very top, and it has like kind of a spiral path to the top. So once I get to the top, they follow me and they eventually reach it right as I realize, shit, there's like no exit right here. And I was like, I gotta jump. And I was like, oh shit, I really don't want to jump. And then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be a little smarter than that. And so I start climbing down the mountain. And, you know, that's not the safest thing to do. I have no rock climbing experience, so there was no way for me to trick my brain into thinking, I'll be fine, I know how to climb a mountain. My brain was like, you don't know how to climb a mountain, you're gonna die. So I just barely started climbing down. And then, they, like, get close to me, and by then, like, I'm a little bit far enough, like, down the ledge to where they can't just reach out and grab me. And then something happens to where my parents are there, and I think, like, I don't know, I don't remember which parent it was, but they're leaning over and they reach their hand out, they're like, hey, you know, come on, get up. And at this point, I'm like on a branch on the ledge that's about to break. And I was like, it's gonna break, I'm gonna fall. So I was like, I have to, you know, grab their hand. And so I reach up, and right as I'm about to like touch their fingertips, it breaks and I fall. And it's this moment of silence, and then I wake up. And so like, I'm pretty sure I died, but like, who actually knows what happens? Because I don't know if like halfway down the fall I like convinced myself that, oh, I'll be fine because my parents are back. It makes no sense. But yeah, I think that was the only dream that I actually died in. The rest, it's always like, I always wake up whenever there's like a huge plot twist or something. There's like, that's the reason that they, and then boom, I'm awake and I'm like, no, I wanted to see how it ends. Oh my gosh. I gotta remember how to draw myself. You would think I would remember. Oh yeah, I have like physical reference right here. The 3D model out and everything. And I'm like, how do I look again? Let's see. See, one thing that I noticed is that I'm kind of inconsistent. I'm that, you know, true artist vibe. I'm inconsistent with how I draw myself. Sometimes I don't have the longer like gray side pieces, sometimes I do, sometimes they're pink, sometimes they're not. And then like if you look, I don't think I can show you on the model. Actually, no wait, I can. Okay, so bear with me for a second, right? If I zoom out and then drag myself up, turn, nope. Is it this one? I don't know. I don't remember how to turn it. Oh, there it is. Well, you can't really see it, but there's like a bow on the side of the sweater, right? I never draw this. I don't ever draw this because I'm lazy. I'm lazy and I'm like, I don't need to draw that. And so I don't. Oh my god, it's revealed. I'm actually super lazy and don't like drawing the little details that I thought of putting into my character. Because they are really cute. I thought it was a really cute design for the jacket, but I'm lazy. I'm not gonna draw that. So maybe sometimes in fan art you will see that of me whenever I draw it, but most of the time I just ignore it. Oh, man. I've had a dream where I've killed myself, or someone killed me, or I've died by snakes or spiders. I've died a lot in my dream. Oh wow. I cannot imagine. I wonder if it's like jarring anymore, or if you've been like desensitized to it. I ain't drawing all that. For real, it's like, I made my design simple so that it would be easy for, you know, like fan artists to, you know, do their best, or, you know, like get anything done. So, you know, like it's just, you know, pointed ears, it's got like little hairs, and the way I show that in drawing is just like 3 little tufts, and then it's just like 3 and 2 earrings. Like everything's relatively simple, you know, just little side puffs. It's not hard to make, like, to do a very simple drawing and for it to show that it's supposed to be me. And I did this intentionally. It wasn't overly simple to where it was like, oh, this is like a very lame design, but it was simple enough to where it's easy to convey. And so yeah, it's just that, like, literally I think that one detail, because aside from the shoes honestly, it changes to how I convey them, because I don't really know how to draw shoes. So there's that. But But yeah, that's the one thing that I don't keep consistent in my design. The rest is the rest is too easy to simplify even more. You motherfucker make me think I got normal dreams now. It's because like some dreams are just so wild. Have you ever had those dreams where it's like part 1 and part 2 of like the same dream, or like you remember things from another dream inside that dream? It is so weird. I've been kind of desensitized by it all. Death doesn't really scare me anymore much because of the dreams I've had. Oh my god, no, that is not good. I feel like every person should have like a little bit of fear of death, because then it's like, I don't know, self-preservation skills. I feel like, well, okay, I'm like, I have 3 different thought trains right now. So instinctual, right? I think regardless of how desensitized you get, there are some instincts that you can't overpower. So I don't know how desensitized you would have to be to the thought of death in order for your instincts to not want to self-preserve, you know? And so that's the main thing. If you've gotten past the point where your instincts are like, it's fine, we've done this before, then that's not a good thing. Yes, I've had so many part 2 dreams. Yes, there was one that I had where I went to a garage sale with my mom, and we were looking around and stuff, and okay, I didn't question this in my dream, but the garage sale took place in, it wasn't really a garage sale because there was no garage, but it was like a bunch of tables, kind of like a flea market looking thing, but the scenery wasn't like, you know, somewhere regular. It was like a kind of transparent ground with clouds everywhere. So it was like there was no grass, there was no land. It's like we were up in the sky on some type of like platform or something, and that's where it took place. And that wasn't even like the main thing of the storyline of that dream. It was literally just like, oh, we're getting something, and then this and that, and then the dream ends, right? It was a very normal dream. Like a week later, I had a dream where we went to the flea market again, and then like in the story, it's not like they were like, oh, we're going back to that flea market. They were like, we're going to this flea market. And we went, and I looked at it, and I was like, we've been here before, haven't we? And they're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, no, I swear we've been here before. And then I realized, we did. We came here like a week ago or something. And then I woke up, and I was like, why did I remember that location? It was from another dream. That is so weird. Welcome, what is it? It's Pockly Dev. Welcome in. We're talking about some weird dreams that we've had. I've had dreams kind of like that. It's so weird getting that sense of deja vu, and it's like in a dream that is not supposed to happen, but it's crazy when it does. Oh my gosh. Dreams are just crazy in general. There's been like so many dreams that I cannot explain why they happened. They just did. And it's like, kind of weird. I had a dream one time that I was like, it's gonna sound kind of cringe, right? Bear with me. That I was a part of like an alien family or something, and it was so weird. It was like watching an Origin pilot episode or something. I was a part of a family, and like it was so nice. I can't describe this feeling, but like I almost miss it because the family was so nice, and you know, it was just such a nice dream. And then like military people came, and they like snatched me and ran, and then I woke up, and the dream was a little lengthier than that. It was a lot more dramatic, but I never understood like, why did I dream that, and why do I feel like that's something that I shouldn't have thought of. Like it felt like one of those, oh, it's actually my origin story, but I just don't want to acknowledge it. It was so weird. Have you been gender swapped in a dream? I think I've had one because it's an irrational fear that I have. Oh my gosh, you're scared to reverse gender. I don't think I have. No, I don't think I ever have. I've always been, I don't know, I've never had that dream. I was gonna say, I've always been really confident in like the gender that I am. But I wonder if like that has anything to do with it, if like people confident of their gender still have dreams like that, if that's a very common dream to begin with, because I don't think I've ever, I guess it's just not something I ever think about too often. Do people regularly have gender swap dreams? Because it sounds like something normal, but I've never experienced it. So it's just like, is it normal? Is it not normal? I wonder what that would be like too. Like, what would be the story plot? Like, I wake up, is it like the main focus, or is it just I wake up one day and like, yeah, I'm a guy. I've always been a guy. Because I've heard like, I'm pretty sure I've seen those like posts online where it's like, oh, that dream that I had where I was a middle-aged dad, parent of 4, and you know, I go through all these life experiences and then I wake up and realize that family never existed. I've never had children. I am so much younger than I dropped myself being. I think it happened because I finished Onimai. Oh my god, the media influences your dreams. It really do be like that though. Sometimes, I can't think of any examples right now, but sometimes I'm pretty sure I've had dreams where it's like, it's because of the movie that I just watched. Especially scary ones. Like if I watch a scary movie, there's like a decent chance that I'm gonna dream about something scary. That or I just have trouble getting to sleep. Honestly, I think I kind of make myself have trouble getting to sleep after I watch something scary. Mainly because if I dream something scary, that will not be good. I will not be going back to bed for like a couple of hours after that. So what I do, here's like a good hack if you know, you're that type of person that kind of sort of accidentally ends up watching scary videos right before bed and they influence your dreams. Watch a bunch of try not to laugh videos after that and just focus on that the hardest you can. That always does it for me. I always forget. I have really bad memory, so I use that to my advantage. I always find it very sad when I wake up from a dream and the people I met there don't exist. I felt that there was this one where like I had a group of like such close friends. We were like, I don't know how to express it, but like they were my best friends. And in the dream, it wasn't that I lived through those experiences, rather I had memories of living through those experiences of like, yeah, we've just always been close. And then I woke up and it was at the time before I met my current friend group. And I had no friends, or I had very little friends back then, so I was like, this is the saddest I've ever been. Like, it was not fun. It was a sad thing to wake up to. Oh my god. Stop, I finished one shot yesterday. I'm gonna have a weird dream where I'm transported into a world where I gotta put on the sun tower. Ignore if you don't want spoilers, where I gotta sacrifice myself for the world. Same, but watching the funny videos thing doesn't work. Oh really? Then you know what you should try? Because I feel like it depends on like something that has to impact you, like, you know, really, I was gonna say really hard, but that's weird, like really deeply. So you should watch those like reunion videos of like, oh, military dad comes back and, you know, surprises a child at school. Those, listen, hear me out. I'm not an overly emotional person, right? I don't get sad very often. I don't cry often at movies. A lot of movies that, you know, I've gotten to see with my friends, I don't cry at, and they're like sobbing at the end of it. So I'm not an overly emotional person, but whenever it has a deep meaning, like, you know, Elemental, that one got me crying. Not super hard. It wasn't like gasping crying, but that one made me cry. So it has to usually have a deep message. But those, I've noticed also recently I've gotten a little more emotional, just in general. I don't know why. But I'm like more easy to cry. And so stuff like that where I'm like, oh my god, it's because, and I kind of like describe it to myself, it's because they haven't seen each other in a while, and so they're excited to reunite, and this is their first time seeing each other, and you know, that makes me cry. I say hi, welcome in, Antonio, or not welcome in, you've already been here, but hi, Antonio. Oh my gosh. But yeah, just watch those things that like make you cry. Those shits get you really hard. It's just, I don't like going to sleep feeling sad, or like, okay, so the wholesome ones I don't mind, because then, you know, it makes me think that like, oh man, the world, you know, like despite its trials and tribulations, there are some people that, you know, make the world better, you know, there's hope for humanity more so. So stuff like that I don't mind falling asleep to, but stuff where it's just like, that was so sad, the puppy died at the end, it doesn't do anything for me, which is really awkward. I've seen those videos, they just make my heart melt. I still don't cry. Oh my god, you're heartless. You're heartless, guys. Grass. Nah. Let me think. What's the saddest movie? I don't know. I can't think of any that I've seen off the top of my head. I know I've seen quite a few. It's just like, which one's super sad? Which one? Okay, let's see. If I had to go to one to cry, if the fate of the world depended on me and I needed to cry, which one would I watch? I don't know. I know there's one, but I can't remember. I can't remember its name, but I just can't remember it in general. Like, I know there's one that I watched and I was like, shit, this shit makes me cry all the time. But I can't remember which one it was. What was it? I know it was one with, like, the dad prominently featuring in it, but I can't remember. I could just watch Plastic Memories. Ooh, yeah, I never watched the ending of that one, but yeah, that one was kind of sad. Just this, like, slow end towards the ending. Sad. I really had to stop myself from crying when I was watching the new Puss in Boots. Yeah, that one had some, like, hitting moments where I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know that was an issue that I had, but good to know. Oh my gosh. I think the part, like, I wasn't super close to crying with that movie, but the part that did get me a lot was whenever the bear, is like Goldilocks and the Three Bears, and they didn't get mad at her for wanting an actual family. They were just like, it's okay, you know, we'll get you the thing that you want. Like, they were still supportive of her, even if that meant her leaving them. And like, it was just like, damn, that happens. I cannot I cannot imagine that happening. For me, it would be like, oh, you want, let me not continue that thought, but yeah, it was something that I'd never seen, so I was like, oh shit, that's cool. That's a cool thing. Let's see, let me go ahead and finish coloring this. Nope. There we go. It's still like, I'm still thinking about it. I'm like, what movie did I watch that I was like, oh, this is fucking sad as shit? I know it was an animated movie because, like, I don't know, it's not the same with live action movies. I mean, some of them, yeah, they still get me, but like a lot of the times I'm more attracted to animated styles. They're prettier. Yeah, those bears were truly great bears. Yeah, they were. I can't remember it, and it's frustrating me so much. I'm gonna have to like look up a list of recently released movies. What was it? It was one with a dad. Cause like those movies always make me cry. Cause family always brings up like rough emotions no matter who you talk to. It could be like the most sane, happy person. I don't believe there are people that are 100% okay and just fine and they don't have any issues with their family, or like nothing that, you know, makes them think like, damn, you know, this or damn that. I don't think that exists. It can't possibly exist. I've met too many people in this world where even they have something to say about their parents, you know? So it's like, I just don't believe that's a thing. It's sad to say because, like, in theory it should exist with how much it's presented in the media, but no, I don't I don't have that much faith. Oh man. Yeah, I can't think of anything right now, but the scene that makes me cry, like the most tear-jerking one right now for me is whatchamacallit, from Elementals, the scene where it's like she starts breaking down and she's like, you know, I'm sorry that I wasn't a good daughter and stuff, and you know, I tried really hard, but I don't want to run it, you know, I'm sorry that I can't you know, continue your dream. And he's like, you always were the dream. It's like, oh man, someone give me a wheelchair, I need to take a seat, Jesus. Oh man, that one always takes me out, because that is sad. That is sad, like not in a sad like, oh that's bad, but sad as in like that's a thing, like that's how they're supposed to think. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's all I gotta say. It's crazy. I'll just use, I think this one would be okay. No, that's too gray. Go a little more saturated, lighter. Is that good? Nah. Or actually that could be base color and then I could add a highlight to it in a lighter blue. There we go. Have y'all seen the webcomic? What's it called? My in-laws are obsessed with me. One shot, good game. I highly recommend. Oh, bet I'm gonna have to check it out. Let's see. Yeah, there's a webcomic that I won't say released recently, but it's a, I think like a good one. You don't read webcomics? Imagine that's what I stay up with. Like the last like 4 hours of my day are spent just reading, because there's so many good stories out there. But yeah, no, I recently got to the end of it, and the thing is, like, it said that it had 70 something chapters, and I was like, oh, bet, you know, like, usually whenever I see a comic after a while of it being released, it's at like a good pace to where I don't have to me either. I stay up watching anime. See, I like to too sometimes, but I don't like keeping headphones in my ears for too long because then they make my ears hurt. So I was like, so that's why I've turned to just reading manga. I have like full studio level production stuff in my head whenever I read manga and stuff. As long as it has the pictures, I can hear everything that I read. And then, you know, it's not hard. I'm very cinematic with all the stuff that I think. So, case in point, it wasn't even actually about the plot, but I don't like that. I don't like that. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to do these tiers. I thought, you know, it was like fully completed or halfway through the next season. It turns out it was just at the end of the first season, and like that's not bad, right? I understand creating a webtoon is a lot of work and very hard. So it's like not like any jab at the artist or anything, like, oh, but I was reading it and the last chapter that they had was like, oh, this is the end of season 1. I'm gonna come back with season 2. And then they were like, and I'm gonna be taking a bit of a break. And this is normal for creators to do, and you know, it's good. It's good that they do it. It's very taxing to release, you know, stuff like that. And they were like, I'm gonna take a 6-month break in order for, you know, my mental health and my physical health. And that's not bad. That's a good thing. That's a really, really good thing. Good for them for taking care of them. You know, that's really good. But I checked when it updated because I'm like, surely I'm at least 3 months into the hiatus already, so that way I don't have to wait as long as the other people who are actually keeping up with it. It released like 2 weeks ago. So I actually have to wait the 6 months. It sucks. Oh my god. I feel like if I read something, it just can't be it just can't be on, oh my god, it just can't be on my phone or iPad. It doesn't hit the same. It just has to be a physical book. I feel you, because like nothing can beat the feeling of like a physical book in your hand and turning the pages and stuff, especially whenever it's like a big dramatic thing, because you're like and then like you just flip the page back and forth like, oh my god, I can't believe that just happened. Me personally, I don't read a lot of web novels. When I do, it's from like AO3, and I won't say more on that, but it's not what you think. On the one hand, I want to defend myself, but on the other hand, it's like, nah, it's fine. It'll be funnier to leave it up to their imagination. But the stuff that I do read, it's very rare because usually it's like really long, and so after I finish reading it, I have to take a little like moment to myself to kind of like decompress, because it's like, that was a lot. That was a lot. I went through a whole journey that, you know, took the characters years to get through, and I got through in like 2 days. So I just need a little moment to process it before I pick up another book. I hate finishing something just for it to have come out recently, so I have to wait a year or season 2 to come out. For real. Especially with like anime. Speaking of anime, right? So there's this new series that came out recently, and it's called, or it released on Netflix, right? I think it already has like a manga or something. That, or it was an adaptation from a web novel. I'm not really sure, but it's the first time I've heard of it. And it's called, what is it? My Happy Marriage, I want to say. And okay. This is gonna be a little, it's not really that much of a hot take, I think. It's just mixed feelings in general from me. So I love shoujo anime, right? Love shoujo anime. Have always been a fan of the romance series. Romantic Killer is my jam, so I had high hopes for something releasing on Netflix. It's not that great. Like, it's not bad. The animation is beautiful. And I watched it in dub, which was maybe a little bit of a bad thing on my part. I don't like her voice too much, but it's not that great. It's not bad. I feel like it fits the character all in all, but it's just like, can you like have a little more assertiveness in your voice? I like female lead characters whenever they're like, oh man, this guy's a drag, or like, oh come on man, I'm just trying to get this done, you know, when they know themselves and they're so confident. I like that. Yeah, Romantic Killer, exactly. Okay, my brother showed it to me. He was like, you have to watch this, it is so good. And I was like, okay, bet. And I did, and it is so good. So if you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. Not gonna speak too much on it, but it is so worth it. I can't wait to see what they come up with next for it, in hopefully soon to come season 2. But yeah, no, I was watching it, and so here's a little bit of spoilers, but to be fair, we're only on episode 2 of My Happy Marriage, so there's not too many spoilers. And so it starts off, and we get kind of a backstory to the character. And so the female lead, she's this like kind of mistreated daughter of this very prestigious family, and you know, they just like treat her bad as a servant. So her dad was married to her mom, and they had her, and then her mom died, and then the father remarried and had a kid with that lady, and that lady had always been like a bitch to her. So like we got that really mean stepmom, right? And then the stepsister was also mean because, you know, how she saw her mom treating her. Let's see, is that the one with the yellow flying thingy? Yes, it is. It is. It's way funnier than it seems, and yeah, I just highly recommend it. It's a comedy shoujo. I think if I had $1 for every time I watched something that I thought I wouldn't like but fell in love with it, I would be rich. It really do be like that. I have I was gonna say I have a habit, but it's not really a habit, but more so there's honestly, if you put anything on, I will find some way to enjoy it. I'm one of those kids that didn't watch TV a lot growing up, so anytime the TV's on, I'm like, ooh. I will make my own entertainment. I could watch a soccer game. I'm not that into soccer, but I like seeing the people fall. Not them getting hurt, just they fall a lot in soccer. If you watch like an actual soccer competition, they fall a lot. And to be fair, it's because they're running a lot and they have to be very agile and, you know, maneuver a lot. So it's not like they're just clumsy, it's just they fall a lot. I bet will be the next anime on the watch list. Bet. Let me know when you watch it. Same. It's the goldfish brain in all of us. For real, for real. We were, what is it called? We were trained from the start to just, we're all secretly iPad kids, just different forms of iPad. Oh my gosh. But, yeah, so she was like mistreated or whatever, and she was part of a prestigious family, but the prestigious family didn't like her. Even her dad doesn't stick up for her. So, you know, it's like, damn, you know, like, why are they treating her so mean? And, you know, I always have high empathy for these characters, because I'm like, Miss Ma'am. Because, like, okay, so on the one hand, I understand the situation that they're in, and I understand that they feel like there is no other option. But I'm sitting there like, just punch him, you know, just punch him. Be a little silly goofy, you know, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Just, you know, give him a little jab. Be like, hey, I'm your daughter, take care of me. You know, I don't encourage violence, but in anime, it's fine. He deserves it. Where's your cat? I actually don't know. My nephew cat is on the beanbag laying down. He's sleeping, but I don't know where my cat is. But yeah, so like she's going through that, and I'm like, I feel bad for her, but I totally would have either ran away or already punched him or told him off or something, because that is not cool what they're putting her through. And then she has this guy that she likes a little bit and likes her, and he's like, oh, I want to get her out of this situation, you know, I want to help her, and he's genuinely a good guy. And so you know, you think, oh, they're probably gonna marry each other, but then it turns out that the family actually decided to marry him to her stepsister, and she would be married to this outside family. I'm taking care of my friend's dog while he is in Chicago, and I love her so much. The animals are great. Animals are great. Even the people that are like, oh man, I'm not really a huge fan of animals, they spend like a little bit of time with animals and they're like, oh man, I kind of get it now. But yeah, so she... What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so she gets married to this outside family, right? And the outside family, of course, it has rumors that like, oh, he's very mean, and he kicks all his wives and spouses out, and they don't like him, and you know, nobody likes him. He's so mean, right? Of course, that's what they say about him. And so she goes over, and meanwhile, the other guy's like, oh man, I heard that guy's mean. So if anything happens to her, I'll be here for her. What was I talking about with this one? Oh right, and it gets revealed more and more that like the family was just in general mean to her. At one point, so like you would think, right, the mom died, they would at least be respectful about the mom and not be too mean. Like maybe, you know, the stepmom says some stuff, but that's it. Nah, the stepmom had the cherry tree that the old wife, or that the main character's mom had either grown, or it was like her favorite tree, or basically it was her tree. She had that chopped down. She had all the mementos taken from the daughter's room and just like thrown away or discarded or whatever. And then when she saw she had missed like a little comb, a little wooden comb, after the daughter went to confront her like, hey, you stole my stuff, give it back. She was like 7 maybe, right? She was little, really little. She went to confront her. She was like, how dare you accuse me of stealing, blah blah blah. And then she sees it fall out of the little girl's hand, and she's like, oh, I missed one, and she steps on it. Like, she is so mean. And then they lock her in a shed, and the dad is just watching. The dad just like, he's just standing there, he's not saying anything about it. And like, on the one hand, right, I feel bad about it, and I understand why she is the way that she is now, that she's like very quiet. And one of the things that the new husband told her, like, he's a good guy, right, but you know, he starts off very like cold, very like, oh man, I don't really care about you. He's like, oh, you will do everything that I say with no questions asked. If I tell you to do this, do that. If I tell you to do this, do that. If I tell you to die, then you will die. And she's like, okay. And even he's like, you're not supposed to say that. It's like, I get annoyed because I'm like, please stand up for yourself. You deserve so much more. You're so sweet. Please stop being like, okay, you can do whatever you want. It's fine. I don't matter. It's like, Miss Ma'am, please stop. I just feel too bad for them. So I always have mixed feelings watching those series where like the main character is kind of too weak, because it's like, just say something, do something, please. Don't just take it like a doormat. Let's see. Have you started Am I Actually the Strongest? It's kind of like the whole Disowned thing, but it's definitely more boyish if you're fine with that. I also recommend Tsukimichi if you're fine with the whole OP main character thing. Ooh, I've seen a clip of that scene on TikTok. Oh, okay. I have not watched any of those, however I will look into them. I have one of those like huge watch lists where it's like, oh, I need to watch this one, I need to watch that one. One of the ones that I want to watch is Skip and Loafer. I heard a lot of good things about it, and it looks like really, really cute. My brother, whenever it first released, he was like, oh, I watched it, you gotta watch it, it is so good. And I was like, okay, I'll watch it, and then I haven't watched it, so. So there's that standing. And then I still need to watch, what's it called? Killdozer. I was about to say Bulldozer. Killdozer, I still need to watch that one. I plan to watch it today after stream, so that I'll try to have a PowerPoint presentation ready tomorrow, because I have not put it off for a while. I really have been trying to find like a way to fit it in. It's just literally right before stream, I'm either sleeping or I'm fixing everything else, setting everything else up, putting other things up, so that it's like, okay, I'm all ready to go. And then after stream, I just spend it editing and or filling out other applications. So I literally just haven't, like, I haven't played Tears of the Kingdom, I haven't watched any of my other anime, I read manga at like sleeping hours. So So I don't do much other than work on this right now because I really want to push it. I really want to get far with this, with streaming and stuff. So I gotta work hard, you know, to make that possible. So yeah, it's just a matter of scheduling time correctly. And don't worry, after this week I'll have more of a set schedule. This week is kind of a test week to see what time works best for streaming, so that I can get everything else done. My anime watch list is disappointing by how long it is. It really to be like that. I used to use my anime list to organize everything, but then I got lazy, so now it's not even organized. Oh my god. I've watched so many anime though, now that I think about it. But I wouldn't be able to like name all of them because I don't remember enough to do that. Oh my god, I remember back in middle school, I was like a huge fan of Ooooooh no Prince-sama. And like, I was watching that shit in class. Like, my history class, I was allowed to watch it because I would always finish the work like super early. And so it was me watching, like, have y'all seen Ooooooh no Prince-sama? It's embarrassing. Like, it's not super cheesy or anything. Okay, it's a little kind of super cheesy, but it's not the worst thing ever. It's not like embarrassing as in, oh my god, they're doing this, that's embarrassing, they're kissing, oh my god. It's literally just like, it's like watching K-pop concerts during a class. It's a little, it makes them, you know, kind of look at you like, Oh my god, but I did not care. I had balls back in middle school, and I don't mean that biologically. I just mean I did not care what people thought of me in middle school. And you know what? I enjoyed my middle school years, so I can attest to not caring about what people think about you, because those were some of my best years. And then the years after that, I was like, I want a friend group. And then I started caring just a little bit what they thought of me. And then I got friends, and then I was like, okay, now I only care about what they think of me. Why is it like that? Ooh. You know, it probably has to do with the fact that I'm using the wrong pen. Oh my gosh. There we go, there we go. That's how you do it. I would kill to forget what I was like in middle school. I feel you. Middle school syndrome is real. It's so sad, but it's so real. Oh my god. I think we all just wish that we were something more than we are. And like that it was, you know, natural, that it was just, oh, you couldn't help it. I am this. I've always been this. So it's just us wishing for more than what we are. Us shooting for the stars before we even realize that's an option. Let's see. Right now with my friend group, we got to the point of trash talking each other. I'll just randomly remember it. It physically hurts. I felt that. It feels so nice, competitive side. It feels nice, competitive side of us when we game. It's relaxing. Yeah, it's good to have a little like competitions with the friend group. I was about to say something else, but let me not say that. But yeah, it's never bad to have a little bit of competition within the friend group. Some nice friendly like, come on, you got this. The only thing is like I don't struggle a lot with that, but I just struggle in general because the games that they do that with the most are like first-person shooters, and as y'all know, I am absolutely trash with first-person shooters, especially the fast-paced ones. And guess what? Almost all of the, you know, multiplayer competitive first-person shooters are extremely fast-paced, so I can't even trash talk back because I'm usually so bad, so I just like sit there and take it all, and then it gets boring for them because they're like, I feel bad, are you okay? And it's like, I'm fine, I know I suck, I'm trying, I'm sorry. And they're like, dude, it's fine, we didn't mean it like that, we're sorry. Oh my gosh. Let's see, I've never dealt with middle school syndrome. I've always been kind of self-conscious about how people saw me. So then you've avoided that. Well done, well done. You don't have that embarrassing lower part to you. Not caring too much about what others think is so less stressful. For real, like, yeah, I was a little cringy. Not like super cringy. There's definitely like more cringy things that I've seen that is like, well, at least I didn't do that. But I have things that I'm like not willing to say that I did. They weren't bad, they're just embarrassing. So like, yeah, it was embarrassing, but what it did was help me discover who I wanted to be. You know, it kind of put me through all those little things of like, ooh, I actually like this, I actually like that. It helped me discover what I liked, what I didn't like, so that I wouldn't have to find that out later on. Because I think people who skip that formative part of their life struggle with, and I know there was I know, Gas of Grass, this is not like a specific jab to you, and you know, you could be exception to the rule, so I'm not saying anything directly about you, but from what I've seen, usually people who don't experience that and are too like, oh, you know, I couldn't possibly be seen doing that because then what will people think of me? They struggle to know what they want, and I say this roughly, I'm no therapist, but they usually don't know who they are and how to dictate what they know to be true about themselves. But yeah, I'm gonna say that and take it with a mountain of salt because I don't really know what I'm talking about. So yeah, let me move on from that. My friend just verbally assault each other. I felt that. We always take jabs at each other. There's always like, especially with Genshin, it's funny because on the one hand, I am as high of a level as my friend who started playing it like a month after day one, right? And I played it way after day one. So on the one hand, I'm like, man, you suck at playing the game. And this is all jokingly, right? We know this is all a joke, and we do have like boundaries with each other where it's like, hey, if you say something that I feel goes too far, we're gonna point it out and we're gonna get this resolved because we don't want it to affect our actual friendship. Man, my eyes just keep going like big. And I think that's a good discussion to have with every friend group in case your friend group hasn't already and you actually treasure the friend group. Then having those discussions and making sure they, you know, agree and say, yeah, that's something that we should implement, or, you know, just all agree if we do offend each other, we will bring it up and not just let it simmer. That'd be a good discussion to have in a friend group, because otherwise it doesn't open up the floor to those kinds of discussions. But anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, it's like, oh yeah, you're trash at the game because you've been playing for longer than me and like I'm the same level as you, so you just play the game bad. And they're like, shut up, you're just a no life. And I'm like, fair. Oh my gosh. I think it's important in a comfy friend group that you don't always walk on eggshells. For real, for real. I'm good at FPS games, but I hold back a lot so people think I'm trash at games. Oh my god, the crouching tiger maneuver. My friends have no boundaries with trash talking. Oh my god. Hello there. Welcome in, Darren. But that's what makes them funny. What are we on about? We're talking about friend groups and being cringy in middle school. Not specifically what, but more so like how it helps you develop and stuff. And then also... the ability to comfortably trash talk within friend groups and how that's a valuable thing. Let's see. Wow, you're pretty good. I could never. No boundaries, but lots of respect. Yeah, I think boundaries stem like at the basis of it. Why did I do that? Like stem? I think it's because I like didn't know what to say, but boundaries stem from like a mutual respect where it's like I respect you a lot to where I don't want to jeopardize like both respect and caring, where like I don't want to jeopardize the relationship that I have with you because I really do treasure you as a friend, and sometimes I say things that sound a little mean, but I want you to understand it comes from like just joking, or you know, like a kind of not really intimate, because I feel like that has like a weird connotation nowadays, but more so it's supposed to express like a deeper understanding of you. And like I think the best friendly insults are the ones that aren't too like deep surface level, like at least I don't have trauma from, you know, my parents or anything. It's not, I mean, those are also kind of funny, it just depends on their stance on stuff like that. But you know, stuff where it's like, I don't know how to describe it, but essentially they stem from like understanding and respect. I think middle school probably the worst years ever. Yeah, they're embarrassing. I don't have friends, I have family. Intimate is intimate. Yeah, true. It's just I know some people, they're like, oh, intimate, and it's like, no, not like that. Stop it, don't do that, just stop, get some help. Oh my gosh. Ooh, you know what I haven't done in a bit? Let's drink some water. I do not have a lot of water. I have like 1/8 of a bottle left of water. Listen to my nearly empty water bottle. Oh my god. What was it they said about growing up? I have the same friends from middle school. Nice. My friend group, it was funny. It's like one of those... Okay, let me take a sip first. My throat is killing me. Okay, some good fish air. Oh, this shit's good. But yeah, so my friend group, it's like we all would have known each other through a friend of a friend in middle school and had experiences where we like ran across each other or like kind of preemptively met each other, but we didn't get close until high school. So it's like it's like we were all interconnected and eventually our stories led to each other. So that's neat. I think that's really cool. Let's see. I have both girl and guy friends. I've never had trouble talking to either, but my guy friends have no filters, I've noticed. And I've noticed that girls are nicer to their friends. Yeah. Yeah, guys are funny, but they have had, in my experience, and I don't have too many guy friends just because like I get anxious in general around people, and the stuff that I'm into, stuff like shoujo or romance games, visual novels, that tends to be like a predominantly female group of people who are interested in it. So I just tend to like vibe with them more. I don't think I actually have... No, that's not true. I have guy friends now. But yeah, no, they're nice too. I think it's just like in middle school, they're just like... They're very fun to hang out with, but I just never got close to any of them, I guess. Yeah, because I did have like that one issue where it was like, oh yeah, you know, this is my guy friend, and then he was like, actually, and I was like, oh, okay, never mind, that's not my guy friend. So yeah. Let's see. Stay hydrated. Yes, it's like having 18 years of firmware updates where you get values and life understanding. It is, honestly, it is. Time to drink some diesel ocean sauce, moist. I've never had trouble making friends. It's just me talking to people. Mood. Like, once I start talking to people, it's not hard for me to like show, you know, why, like, hey, you know, I'm a good friend. I am very, like, it's weird to say, right? Because back in the beginning of high school, I would say I was antisocial. And it wasn't that I didn't want to socialize, it's just that I literally didn't know how to. Like, how do you decide when to just walk up to a friend group? It feels like I feel uncomfortable whenever I'm talking with my friend group and a random person that we do not know jumps into the conversation. So how could I possibly be that person? How do you get into a conversation? You know, it's just too awkward. And so I've always struggled with getting into conversations, but the moment that they initiate conversation with me, I'm able to like usually, what is it, like hold my footing. Like I can hold my own in a conversation, so that's good. I'm more so, I have social abilities that I didn't realize. Let's see. My guy friends are quite literally demon spawns of Satan's nuts, and I love them. Yeah, goofy, silly, what is it? Goofy, silly gremlins and stuff. And they do be committing arson, but usually the homies are down for the ride. Yeah, it's fun. And then let's see. I think I have the same issue. It's easy to make friends or so, but I'm like a ghost friend that pops in and out of existence. I feel that. If you're in the Discord server, you've seen I lurk a lot. If you ask me questions about some of the conversations, I've seen the conversations. I think I've read every conversation, but the most I do is react, and occasionally I will pop in. Occasionally I will like say stuff. For the most part, it's just Discord reactions for me. That's how I express myself more, because again, it feels like, you know, people are having conversation and I feel like too awkward to just jump in and be like, yeah, this is what I think. Sometimes I do, because sometimes it feels like there's open space for me to do it, but sometimes it's like, oh man, I don't want to like interrupt their train of thought or something, or like I have nothing very valuable to add to this other than a reaction gif, and that's like not enough to warrant me popping in. So yeah, if you ever see me in the Discord and I'm active and I'm not saying anything, but y'all are talking about something, 9 times out of 10, I'm totally watching you. I'm reading everything. I just don't know how to hop into the conversation. Oh my gosh. I have a dream about you and me. I was Herobrine and you're my sidekick. I'm a little baby zombie that follows you around. Me and my brother are opposite when it comes to social interaction. My brother has a lot of friends and has no issues talking to people. Oh man, I'm jealous. Some would say I'm antisocial because I was that kid that legit won't say a word throughout the day because I'm just not ready to human for the day. I felt that. Wait 1 second. Because at one point I literally could get through the day without talking, and I realized that that has changed in recent years. And so sometimes whenever I'm going out to places, like back whenever I was still working my job, I would be like, let's see how far I can go through the day without talking, and I would not last like more than 3 hours without somebody coming up and talking to me. And it's not like, you know, people talk to me and like I just don't talk back to keep the challenge going. Obviously I have to be like normal and be like, yeah, you know, this, or oh yeah, sure, this, you know. So I cannot last long. Oh crap. Let's see. It's hard to intrude into conversations, so it's just reacts and maybe get pulled into conversations. Exactly. Used to have that too. Still not a social hero, but especially this year really had some great growth in starting conversations. Pog! Social growth, Pog! Yeah, it makes me happy realizing that like I have gotten better, and I don't know if you feel the same way too, but like it's like I'm growing, I'm changing, I'm doing it, because like it's hard to change. It's not impossible for people to change, it's just so damn hard. And so seeing that my habits are changing, the way I interact is changing, and especially like I think I've mentioned this before, but honestly ever since I started making a little bit of content, it has changed the way that I interact with people, and it makes me like a little more like I'm able to draw people in more, and so it's I feel really cool about it. Oh my gosh. I can go a day without talking. I learned sign language for that literal purpose. Oh my god, you're goated. Truly, Pog. Bruh, I wish. I could just... I could make as many hand signals as I want, but y'all would not be able to see them. But I was gonna say it's like shadow clone jutsu type stuff, and they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, sign language. I think the thing is, like, not a lot of people know sign language. Like, maybe they know the letters and stuff, but I don't think a lot of people know it. Or at least I haven't experienced a lot of people around me that know it. Like when me and Mel were arguing on how short she was. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That stuff was funny. It was back and forth. Green beans. Yeah, green beans. No, not green beans! He just agreed to green beans. That stuff was funny. It was funny because I think I sent her something on not on Discord, on Twitter, because in the stream we were like, oh, I wonder if gargoyle VTubers exist. So, you know, I was curious after editing the short, and so I was like, let me look into it really quick. And there was a gargoyle VTuber, or there is, I think, a gargoyle VTuber. So I sent the Twitter profile to her and I was like, oh my god, look, there is one. And she's like, I knew it. Also, look in the Discord, look at what you caused. And so I went to go check and I see you, and I was like, oh my god, this is hilarious. And I didn't know how to like jump into the conversation there, so instead I did the alternate that I could think of and made a tweet about it. It was funny. I could go a while without talking to someone back at school. It really did be like that. At school, it's just like, it's a different environment from, you know, being with close friends, or being online is honestly much more, it's a lot easier to socialize on, because it's a lot less weird for people to jump into conversations online than it is for people to do that in person, you know? It's weird. I think there's like a different social standard between those forms. Sometimes I just bring a notebook because it's fun writing too. I could never. The carpal tunnel would get to me too fast. You did it perfectly with the tweet. I bet. Yeah, I had fun with that one. It just seemed like the most sensible thing to do, you know? Oh my gosh. This one? Yeah, that'll be good. You know, the color that I use for the tail changes a lot, because sometimes it's the same color as the hair, but whenever it's next to the hair I make it a little bit lighter so that you can tell the difference. Oh my god. So one flaw. The one flaw that I made with my design. The tail and the ears are supposed to be the same color, but in order to differentiate I make them different colors. But they're not canonically different colors. Oh my gosh. Let's see. No, oh. There we go. Have to go in a couple of minutes. Once again, thanks for being a funny voice in my head. No worries. I wonder if that's like a reference to that theory where it's like, oh, we're actually all not illusions, but I guess like delusions of like one person. We're all just figments of that one person's imagination. Kind of reminds me of that. That stuff is scary because like you don't know who it is. What if it's you and what if it's not you? It's weird. But yeah, no worries. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for enjoying some time with me. I need to argue with Mer again. That was fun. Oh yeah, just pop into any one of her slumber parties. They are Friday nights. Sometimes I tune in too, sometimes I don't. So you know, like there's that. You may see me in there one day, you may not. It just depends. But yeah, it's very funny, and it's like essentially the same thing. Sometimes I play Among Us and it's the same thing. There's always like at least one joke of like, yeah, you're short, and she's like, guys, please. Oh my gosh. 10 out of 10 recommend. You know, so funny thing actually, right? I forget who it was exactly, but someone in the Discord made the squirtle brush, right? Let me look. Let's see. Where short people at? Not here. It's not me. Oh no, wait. Where are my short people at? It feels like a trick. I don't know. I will neither say if I'm short or not, but she is short. She is for real, for real. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Brush. Oh, it was. I knew it. Okay, so Gas of Grass actually posted the squirtle brush, right? Which I have right here. Because I use it often. I've used it recently in a lot of my line art and stuff, and I like it because it's like, it's jittery, but it's also like, how to say it? It's a little opaque. And I can't use it for coloring a lot, but I really like it for sketching. That's what I used to make the thumbnail that I made for the Genshin collab with Mer. I actually use that brush for the line art because I like it. It's not like too blurred around the edges like the technical pen, and it's not too hard like the syrup brush. So yeah, there's that. You made a brush that a creator started using, so good job. Aren't you like 4'4"? I am not 4'4". I am taller than 4'4". Oh my god. I will neither confirm nor deny my exact height, but I am in fact taller than 4'4". Oh my gosh. 5'1.5". I will neither confirm nor deny my height. Oh my gosh. Let's see. I don't like that. Like this. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Oh, there's that damn message. I'm not really sure how to take it off. Because it's not through Streambot, or not through Stream Elements, it's through Throne. After I connected it to Stream Elements, it started doing that, and I think that's a setting in Throne, but I haven't been able to find it again. It's okay to be short, we're fine like this. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine, it's totally fine. It's a-okay, in fact. We can... I don't know what we can do. We can hop on counters to reach stuff, that's great. Have you used the other brush I made? Just trying to think of other uses for it. Oh, the painting brush? I haven't actually. Just because like it's a little too... Like I personally prefer the soft blocking brush. But let me see. Where did I leave it? Is it in inking? I forgot where I put it. Drawing? Sketching. No, not the paint. It's not with the stars, not with Celestial. I'm like thinking really hard. I'm like, did I put it on? Oh, there it is. Probably a pencil for everything. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, my problem with this is that usually whenever I'm like painting stuff, I like a little harder lines. And so I just don't get the right use out of this one, because it's like, it's good for quick blocks, but then I still need to like come back and actually, and also there's not a lot of like size variation, and I like that in art, you know, good line difference. So even if I use that, I would have to get another brush to actually come back. And where is it? And blend it out. And like this one I used to like too, but it kind of like the same thing. It's just a little too weird for me. It's cool. I think it has some good use cases. It would probably be good for like coloring, but then also because it has no size difference, I can't get those like finer details without having to change the size of the brush. So that's my only issue, but I really like the squirrel brush. Damn, my throat. Not sure how I'm feeling about this. No, I can't even overlay it. True, I mostly just use it for quick sketches. Yeah, makes sense, makes sense. A good messy brush, like not super messy, but a little messy brush is always good for sketches, because it lets you feel a little more free for some reason. Like, oh, I don't have to worry too much about messing it up, because like it already, like, it already looks like out there enough to where it's not that big of a deal if it does come out a little messy. Yeah, that's good. Okay, let's see. I just use like white for a lot of that stuff, and then usually what I do, because I'm kind of lazy in like the tail coloring, I use the painting brushes, so like dry acrylic or something. Or is it jagged brush? I think it might be jagged brush, because there's dry brush and there's jagged brush. Yeah, kind of that one. And then clipping masks are my savior. Because I am a very messy person. Not messy, but like, when it comes to painting, it's just easier to be messy. There we go. If I were 6 foot, would you be nipple height or taller? You know, that's a great question. Honestly, I'm not too sure. And to be fair, like different people have different kind of ratios of what they are, even at the same height. Like some people have longer torsos, some people have shorter torsos, some people have longer legs and stuff like that. There's like different compositions of the body, even within the same height range. So I cannot really truthfully answer your question. Why does that feel like the Pinocchio scene from like Shrek 2, where it's like, well, I'm not saying that it's not possible that I don't know where he is if I actually did know where he was. Oh my god, I watched like a scene breakdown of that from someone on TikTok, and that shit was funny to watch. It was like, oh, okay, so this one's like a double negative and this one's like a triple negative, and they're actually saying this and this, this and that, and I'm like, huh? Huh? There we go. And then I'll just go in and erase this. And erase this. And then make the brush smaller. There we go. And then there is actually one little curve right here. And I always try and show it regardless of where like it actually should be. But there's a little tuft here that's supposed to be white. And it's canonical too, because in the actual 3D model, she has a white tuft on top. Because I thought that would be like a cool little, very, very tiny, teeny tiny detail. Am I still on the clipping layer? Good. There we go. Should I show it? Should I not? Yay, art stream time! Yay, it's art stream time. There we go. And now just some very simple rendering. I really like those, like, the artists that are able to do, what's it called, like hard shading? I don't know if that's the right word, but their lines aren't like blended. It's not like very detailed, soft blending or whatever. It's like just crisp. I can't do that. I can't do that. I struggle a lot with that, so Really envy those creators that are able to do that, able to replicate that style. Let me clipping mask. And then I have a separate palette for shading colors because I got lazy and decided to make a palette for it. So we got the highlights of the gold earrings. Here we go. I wonder if the audio is sounding good. Let me... Oh, I don't even have the headphone in. Wonder when I popped it out. Oh my gosh. Let me put in headphone. There we go. And then I have to turn the volume up. Yeah, okay, it's all good. So what I have is like little wired headphones, and then I usually have one underneath the actual like pair of headphones that I wear. And so one's popped in, and then it would still distract me if I listen to myself the entire time on stream, because it makes me kind of like lag when I talk. Or I get tripped up on my own words and I'm like, because like I always have the urge to, if someone else is talking, to let them finish talking. So if we're in a car and we're driving somewhere and the GPS is on and the GPS says turn left in 500 meters, I'm gonna stop in the middle of my sentence to let the GPS say to turn left in those 500 meters, because I couldn't possibly want to interrupt the GPS voice, and so I will stop talking in the middle of so many of my sentences because of that. No one has ever like told me anything about it, and I think it's a nice thing to do, because like me personally, I would struggle listening to both you and the GPS, but that's a thing that I do, and I don't know how people feel about it. I do the same thing with the GPS. Yes, because it feels rude, because, you know, like growing up, they're like, oh, you know, when someone else is talking, you're supposed to let them talk, you can't interrupt. And like, that's good. That's a thing that I think is right. You know, it's nice to let different people take the floor and for everyone to be heard. I think that's an important lesson to instill in kids, and it makes them much less annoying in the future. But also it like, out of context, without knowing that I'm doing that for the GPS, is like, why did you stop talking? So it's kind of weird. But yeah, whenever I'm like listening to myself, especially whenever it's like listening to myself in a live recording, I will get tripped up listening to my own voice, and I'm pretty sure that's something everybody does. And I'm like tempted to do like a little showcase of that, like me just start listening to the stream, and then y'all can hear like how much I will start stuttering and stopping. I'm not doing it now. I'm just like forgetting what to say. I say forgetting like if there's like a thing that I'm reading off of, but unfortunately there's not. I think of too many things during stream to actually be able to plan what I'm going to talk about. I know a lot of VTubers are like, oh yeah, or a lot of streamers in general, they're like, whenever you struggle with figuring out a topic, you should have a little book where you can pull out little topics to talk about. But like all of my stuff, they're like little stories that I'm like, I can make that into a short, I can make that into a short, and so I never actually use them on stream. Definitely don't want to be rude to our eventual robot overlords, for real. They'll be like, Paprika, you never talked over me despite the many chances that you got. You will be fine. I'm like, yay. I didn't even mean to, but yay. Oh my gosh. Sometimes when I'm talking to my brother and playing a game, I hear myself echo and it annoys me. Yes! There are times where like, it's either sometimes like my audio is really bad and I'll echo in someone else's mic, and then it will echo off of my mic, and it is so bad. I struggle so bad with talking to people whenever they do that, because it's the exact same thing. Okay, like literally I'm gonna show y'all, because I cannot describe how bad it is. And so y'all won't be able to hear the echo. I'm not gonna put y'all through that torture, but I'm gonna start listening to myself talk and keep talking. Okay, so I'm reaching for the phone and I'm putting volume up, and now I can hear it, and so I'm just gonna try and keep talking, but I also have to listen, and I don't know when to talk because she started talking, and then I can't do it. I get stuck so bad because she starts talking and I'm like, oh, there's so much talking, I need to be quiet. Oh my god. That, and then there's also like too much audio coming in because the song also starts playing double, because I'm listening to it right now. There's no way for me to like not listen to the music and have y'all only hear it. So anytime there's music playing, I hear that. And then if I have a game running in the background, I also hear that. And so there's always a lot of audio. So usually I have like one headphone off the ear so that I can kind of like balance the audio in my head. So that it's not like too bad. Because if there's too much audio going on, I'm a wreck. I'm just so bad at it. Alright, what was I doing? I'm shading. There we go. Wait, I think that's the wrong color. Yeah, it is. There we go. That's the right pink. So for shading, I just do like very simple shading. Very hard. Not blended, not really well rendered shading. Just stuff that kind of makes sense to me. But honestly, if someone picked it apart and looked at the like lighting source, they would not be able to find a lighting source because I don't even know where the lighting source is. And it's not good to do as an artist, but I'm still gonna do it. Oh my god. How to break paprika. Say the exact same words she said, but slightly after she said them. No, for real. Like, I will actually stop. Because, like, okay, when you start talking, my first instinct will be, what are they saying? And then I'll hear you. And then I'll be like, wait, why are they saying the same things that I did? And then it just completely crashes my train of thought. And then I cannot continue with my thought any longer. So literally, if someone were to do that to me, I would trip over my words so much. Because like the first time you did it, I'd be like, haha, I'm just gonna try and ignore you. And then fail miserably. So you don't understand how true that is. Oh my god. Actually, I think I like that one. There we go. And then put another one in here. Right there. Perfect. There we go. You know, before I started streaming, one thing that I wanted to try doing was do like these mini comics of Genshin characters interacting, because I think it would be cool if like in the teapot they'd be able to have like random idle animations of them interacting, you know? Because I think that'd be really cute, and it would be interesting to see how all the different characters interact with each other. Because I think almost every character in some way, shape, or form knows the other playable characters. And so it'd be interesting to see like how they interact with each other knowing that. But there's no way to actually get that type of content. So I thought it would have been fun to draw that, but I never got around to it. Yeah, I still think about that to this day. I'm like, oh, imagine if I'd actually gone through with the plan that I had. Like that, I think. The one thing that has changed for me since I worked as like an office lady for a little bit was, and this is random, right? I was thinking about it because I was like, watching anime, and yeah, I ate a salad one time while watching anime that I made. And the thing is, I'm not a big salad girly. So the reason that I started liking, specifically only one salad that I like so far, but the reason that I started liking it was because my coworker would always make salads for like herself, and then she always had extra of the ingredients. So she would always be like, hey, do y'all want some? And she would always ask me, and I was like, no, I don't like salads. And she's like, what do you mean, you know, like you don't like salads? And I was like, oh, well, I've never really tried any, but you know, I'm not a big fan of lettuce, so I don't think I would like a lot. And she's like, oh, just try this one. And I was like, okay, make me a small bowl, please. And she's like, yeah, sure. And then it was really good, and so now I really like that salad. I don't play Genshin. It seems fun, but I don't think I could get into it. I think the same argument could be made for any game in general. If you're not into it, play it with friends. And usually with that, like, that's a good way to get into any game. But also, it's a lie, because you don't really get into the game, you get into the game playing it with friends. And so what that means is that once the friends tire of that game, you're not going to touch that game either. So just keep that in mind when purchasing games. Me and salads are 50-50. I don't like them, but they're good. Yeah. Hi, SCP Deadman from American Apocalypse. Welcome in, welcome in. It's an art stream today. But yeah, I've had like, I think 2 salads in my life that I like, and the rest I just never touch. Because the rest of the salads that I get exposed to, because like the 2 that I like are, you know, the one that I said that got introduced to me through like the office coworker, and the other one is Let me just copy and paste these because I'm lazy. We go, and then I'll take this and flip it horizontal, not have it on warp. There we go. Sorry, give me 1 second. Oh yeah, the other one that I had was my mom, who is a big fan of, I think it's Salada. It's like a restaurant that specifically it's like Subway but for salads, where like you go and you can build your own salad and stuff, and they have a bunch of different ingredients that you can put in the salad. And so she's a big fan of that, and so she was eating one, and I was like, oh, you know that, or she knows that I don't eat salads, and so she was like, do you want to try some? And I was like, no. And then she said, you should try some, you never tried it. And so I did, and it actually wasn't that bad. It wasn't the greatest thing ever. It was a little too cold for my liking, because, you know, salads are supposed to be cold. It's not that I wanted to heat it up. It's just, it was like a cold meal, and it wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't that bad. It tasted okay. And so I ate that with her, and then I never had it again. But for the most part, the only times that I get or that I've experienced having salads given to me were at like fancy formal dinners, and they're like, oh yeah, you know, before any of the actual food, salad, you know, because normal people eat salads before food, and I'm like, I'm not touching that. And so I never do, and I feel bad because, like, on the one hand I don't want to waste food, but on the other hand I'm not gonna eat that. I'm not gonna eat that. I'm sorry. But yeah, there's that. There's that little goofy, silly thing that I do that I wish I didn't, because it would be cooler if I didn't, but I do. I don't know what I just said, but if that made sense, that's exactly what I stand by. There we go. I thought I saw something move by my legs just now, and I thought it was my cat, and I turn, and there's nothing there. So there's that. I don't know. Sometimes I see things move in the corner of my eyes, and I'm just like, that's a cat. And then I turn, and there's no cat, and I'm like, wasn't that a cat? Don't know what it was, but it wasn't a cat. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh yeah, so earlier today, I remembered this one lecture that we had to sit through in my college. I rarely get salads, but I always steal people's croutons. Croutons are good. Croutons I've always liked. They're good. They're just hard bread, and they usually taste like a little bit. Hello, WSP. Is WSP like whisper? But yeah, croutons have always been good. They've been better in salads. Nice to see you. Nice to see you too. Let's see. Oh yeah, well, one of the lectures that I sat through in college was, I studied game design and stuff, so they were like, okay, before we really get into the nitty-gritty, and this was like first year stuff, before we get into the nitty-gritty, we want you all to really realize that when you get a job in games, what you're actually selling is addiction. I'm playing Roblox, playing Impossible Songs. Ooh, nice, good luck. What you're actually selling is addictions. And they went on to explain that essentially the way the game industry works is it's a little predatory in the fact that most games, especially now, they're gacha based, or they have a lot of microtransactions, so they want people to spend money on the game, and it makes sense, you know, because that's the way they earn their money. But they were like, you know, we want y'all to know this and realize this before really delving too far into the game industry, because that's what it is. There is no sugarcoating it. Maybe scripting or not. Not sure. But yeah, so they made us sit through a lecture of, like, you know, the intensities of addiction and whatever, and he gave like a bunch of examples and stuff of where like this has gone too far. And so he was just like, it's kind of more so to mentally prepare you than to actually say anything on it. And yeah, we all left that class, and we were kind of like, none of us felt great about it, right? None of us were like, yeah, addictions, you know, we're all like, damn, but you know, it's a field nonetheless. Trying to get people addicted to game and stuff. Yeah, Yeah, pretty much. Because that's why, like, okay, there's different ways of doing this. There's the, like, daily reward system, and I'm using, like, Genshin as an example, right? There's a daily reward system, there's the constant event banners, there's the, if you're, like, batshit insane, the Spiral Abyss and stuff to constantly challenge that. And there's always, like, more content, too, coming. And so... and I'm not saying, like... oh, I guess that's kind of what I'm saying. Genshin is trying to get you addicted, but so is every other game. So it's not just Genshin, it's just be aware. As a gamer, I think as a responsible gamer, and as someone who has a degree in the knowledge of that stuff, I'm telling you, be aware that any game that's ever been marketed, that's ever been made, even if they don't intend it, even if it's one of those indie studios that are making this cozy, you know, cute cat life game, their goal as a business, even if they don't intend it to be, kind of always results, or would be better off, not better off, the best, okay, they're succeeding in the business if they have you addicted. Even if it's not their, like, main goal, even if it's not exactly what they intended, like, I doubt anyone really makes a business. Never mind. I doubt, you know, good people, and there are good people out there, like, really get excited, like, ooh, I'm gonna make so many people addicted to my stuff. You know, I'm pretty sure that they want everyone to consume it, you know, in, what's it called, like, with discretion, you know, like, that they should be careful on their own right, whenever they're indulging in that, you know, they shouldn't overindulge in that. I think most people should have that, look on it, but some people will. And so just be aware, most games, especially if they're like, oh, this costs money to do those microtransactions there. That's how the company makes money. And you know, some of them, no, I was gonna say some of them are fine. At the end of the day, you know, it's the same thing. But yeah, don't feel too bad indulging in some of them. Just do it moderately, do it very, not cautiously, but, you know, just be aware. Be aware of it, at the very least. I don't spend money on in-game purchases. The only time I spend money on game is buying the game itself. Yeah. I think that is one of the, like, best advice that I can give people. And, like, me personally, I don't spend money on in-game purchases. The only... okay, there's 2 in-game purchases that I've made in my life, okay? The entire time that I've been alive, only 2. And one of them was in Among Us, the little crewmate following you around, right? And that's a one-time purchase, no subscription. So there's that one, and then there's another one, and it's so dumb, right? There was this game, or not really a game, because I don't consider it a game. It didn't have a proper game loop for it to be considered a game. But essentially what it was an app. And it was supposed to be like ASMR triggers or whatever, and so they had a bunch of, like, different materials that you could use, and, you know, you would interact with them to make noises that, like, supposedly triggered ASMR stuff, right? And I like listening to videos like that. I think they're, like, really satisfying and stuff. So, you know, I tried it out, and there were some of the objects on there that I wanted to try out that were like, oh, well, that's in the, you know, like, super awesome ultimate purchase one that you gotta pay 99 cents for. And that was the only time that I was swayed, where I was like, it's only 99 cents. And I spent $1 on that, and it's not bad, you know, it's just $1. Even now, I don't regret it. I don't think, oh man, I fell for their marketing schemes, because no, they didn't market it to me. I clicked on it and they were like, you have to buy this, and I was like, okay, I'll buy it, and I did, and I don't regret it. It was worth it. It only entertained me for, like, another 2 days, and then I uninstalled the app. But to this day, that was the first in-game purchase that I made, and so far I've only made 2. And I'd like to keep that score going because in-game purchases suck. Oh my god. Yo, should I stream? I mean, if you want to, just, you know, I don't know. Just, you know, be safe. Let's see. Oh yeah, on the topic of ASMR videos, right? So, I feel like there's different genres. There's several different genres actually, now that I've seen it. But my favorite ones are like there's one specifically where it's like, ooh, a bunch of ice triggers, and I like the sound of ice, and so those are my favorite. And so with that, there's these types of vlogs, and they're called cafe vlogs, and I highly recommend it if you haven't watched any of them, and if you like the sound of like food and stuff, but not people eating, because it's not people eating, it's the like baristas or whatever making drinks, and like it's edited to where it only has like the good sounds, and it's not those fake sounds either, because there are some ASMR videos that are completely fake sounds. They insert sounds and stuff, and I don't know if I'm like well experienced or something, but I can tell like, oh no, that wouldn't make that sound. But no, it's like legitimate audio, and so you get to hear them like pouring in the liquids and the ice and stuff, and then blending it, but they turn down the volume for the blending because, you know, obviously it's really loud. So it's like those ASMR food channels where they make the food. There's like I think it's like Dr. Chocolate, I want to say. I'm not sure what their name is specifically, but it's that chocolate guy who at the end of most of the dishes, now not so much, but he used to make content of him making the dishes, but now he just does content of like him. Okay, it was more so instruction videos, but it was completely silent. You would just hear him like mixing everything, and there would be captions saying like, oh, you're gonna mix this for this amount of time, and you're gonna add this, like this is the ingredient. But now he just like, no captions, no like this is how you make it. He just, you know, posts a sound, and he's getting popular off of that, and I feel kind of bad because I know like he put a lot of work into the other ones and they didn't get as many views as the new ones that he's doing. And like as an older viewer, it's like, oh, I miss your older content, but I really want to support you because what you're doing is really cool and I enjoy watching your content. And yes, the new ones do kind of appeal to me, but I prefer the old ones because then I could make some of the stuff that you made, because some of the stuff you made was really yummy. When I was little, like in 4th grade, when Fortnite was super popular, I spent a fair bit of money on that. 4th grade me couldn't think of anything better to spend money on. Yeah, whenever you're younger, it's like easier to get away with in-game purchases because it's not like you have a lot of other stuff to spend money on. There we go. ASMR channels get a lot of views and a lot of money. I know. Even like, because there's so many different routes in ASMR that you can take. Like, I'm sure y'all have seen some of like the RP ASMR stuff and stuff like that. I think those were popular like a couple years back. They're still going strong. And you know, some of them have even become VTubers and stuff. There was one, I'm not gonna continue that statement, but there was one called, it's like Kindred Spirit or something, and he used to do that, and now he's a VTuber, and that was so crazy because I'd seen some of his content. I'm gonna say this very cautiously. I've seen some of his content, and I'd followed his channel before that, and then one day I was scrolling through TikTok and I see him and I'm like, why does his voice sound familiar? And I look at his name and I'm like, oh, he became a VTuber. That is crazy. And so yeah. It's crazy. It makes sense. It feels like the correct pipeline, but still, it's crazy. Oh my god. I also spent like $100 of my mom's money when I was like 4 in the game. Yeah. That's the part too where it like some games are predatory in how they market their stuff to where they appeal to a younger audience. That is like, it's easier to get to the parents' wallets, because one of the other things with marketing is very big in games. You got to really know how to sell your games to the proper audience, and the proper audience being technically business-wise which one's going to make you the most money. So if they make a game for adults, then they have to make stuff that adults want to buy. If they make a game for kids, then they have to make stuff that kids are going to buy. They really want to appeal to essentially the people who are gonna, you know, want to buy it. But it's trickier whenever you have to appeal to kids, because you have to appeal to them to where they're able to kind of convince their parents easier. Because if you say, oh, there's this like tiny toy that is only a cosmetic, it's going to be harder for the kids to convince their parents to get it for them. But if you say, oh, you can't actually level up past level 5 unless you buy the membership to this game, then it's easier for the kids to be like, but I can't play the game anymore if I don't have the membership. That's why I need money to buy the membership. And the parents are like, oh my god, fine, just leave me alone, go play your dang game. and then they'll pay for that. So you gotta appeal to the parents through the kid in a way to where the kid can actually do the work for you, but you have to set them up for the work. It's like, it's really weird, really weird, but yeah, that's the truth behind it. Everything is just a big marketing ploy. She got that money back and I got to keep the game stuff. Nice. There's a lot of stories out there where they were not so lucky. We mix things up in pots with dead animal parts, spices, and people. Still tell me cooking isn't actually witchcraft. You know, now that you say it like that, I can't argue against that. It is pretty, like, pretty strange when you think about it. I think it's just like the difference in appearance. Because if we mix it up in cauldrons, it would be like witchcraft, but it's like, no, I'm just making a tuna casserole. So I think somebody needs to come out with like cooking utensils that look like very medieval witchy, and then it'll be like, you ever wanted to feel like a witch in your own kitchen? Well, buy this new line of, and they have to be high quality too. I don't believe in like making stuff and marketing it to people and it being so cheap. That is so scummy. But not like good quality like cooking utensils and stuff that are themed around like medieval witchcraft. Not necessarily witchcraft as in, ooh, they got, you know, the Satan star or whatever. I'm talking about like they just look medieval and very like fantasy stuff. That would be freaking sick. I feel like that's something that people have done, but I don't know. I don't know enough to know that people did it. I do know that there is this one creator though on TikTok who does a lot of like, she does kind of like fantasy RP stuff, but it's not really just RP. More so, she like does regular content but dressed as like an elf or a fairy or something. I think it's usually like an elf or something, or a bard maid or something, and she does that kind of to help herself like be able to get motivated to get through like menial tasks such as cleaning and stuff. But she also does, and the ones that I mainly watch are her like baking videos where she's like, okay, I'm gonna teach you all how to make this, and she seems like so like she acts, because a part of the character is like for her to act like she's like, I can't believe you're making me teach you this, you know, and it's really fun to watch. I just like watching videos like that. The elf cooking lady, yeah, the elf cooking lady, exactly. I don't know her name and I feel so bad, but there's like literally no way for me to look it up right now. Wait, okay, maybe if I do a quick Google search, let's see. The elf cooking lady on TikTok. There we go. Let's see. I got a bunch of elf on the shelf. Maybe I should use a different search engine. Give me 1 second. I'm not seeing her. Why am I not seeing her? Maybe I should put baking instead. 1, 2, 3, B-A and G-K-G. She's not popping up. Why? Dang it. Yeah, I can't find her. That sucks. But yeah, that lady, I really like her stuff. It's, I don't know, it's relaxing to watch, kind of? I don't know. But yeah, there's that. Highly recommend her. If you ever see her, you'll be like, oh my god, this is what Paprika was talking about. And enjoy the content because it's good content. Let's see, what else? Is this the right color? It's not. Maybe this one? No, that's too gray, so it's this one. Yeah, that's it. See, there's some parts of the design where I like won't color the shadows, but I'll color the highlights. Or some parts where I color the shadows and not the highlights. And so it's a good artist tool to be able to differentiate which one would be the best to actually do to convey lighting in the simplest way. Especially for lazy artists like me. There we go. And just that should be good. There we go. And then the other color that I grabbed was this one, and I think it goes on the hair. That looks way too light. Is it? Yeah, no, it has to be on the hair. Oh well, it is what it is. There we go. There. I think that's good. I was gonna say, well, it's alright, but I don't like the weird, like, sharp curve that this has. It has to naturally flow with it at least a little bit. I'll try and find her on TikTok. I'll be back. Okay, bet. I don't know how to search her up. Cause like, ooh, actually I have the second phone, but I'll leave that to you. Okay. Anyways, there's that one. Cool beans. And now the next one. Let's go. This one I haven't even finished lining, so we'll get that done. You got to see my coloring process. Now I'll get ready for my lining process, which I think you've seen before, so it's not too new. Let's see. Oh, it needs to be way bigger than that. There we go. Boy, what's up, Antonia? There we go. You know, I had this thought, and I think I was starting to say it, not before stream, but at the start of the stream, but I forgot about it. But I just remembered, right? And so there was, okay, how to say it right, because I gotta be very careful with what I say about it. But there's this group that I was following, right? This VTuber group, or they're not an actual VTuber group, they're an agency, but I'm not gonna say anything about them except that they had auditions recently, right? And their talents are all super cool. I love their talents, they do great work, and yeah, nothing bad on the company themselves. However, I was looking at some of their stuff and I realized something. So they recently debuted a new talent, right? Because they held auditions, and so they debuted a talent. Very cool. But the way the company worked was that it was already established talents, which is good. You know, adoption VTuber agencies are really cool. I like them. But when I was looking at it, I was like, man, because I was looking at the new talents profile and I was like, they look like they already know their stuff. Why would they, you know, like, why would they do that? And then I was looking at it and they have like more of a following than the agency's own talents. And so here's where like the little bit of the dots are coming together vibe comes in, right? Because that VTuber already had more of a presence as an indie before joining the agency. And so one could say, well, oh, he just wanted to you know, be with an agency so that, you know, it would help him run as an indie a little better, which is totally fine. That's a good thing to do. I mean, it's not the decision, it's not the correct decision for everyone, but it was, I'm assuming, the right decision for him. But in one of the talents streams or whatever for like audition tips and stuff, they had said, yeah, there's someone that I know who is a male, and you know, new talent that debuted was a male. And they were like, yeah, there's this new male talent that is going to audition for us and I really hope he gets in. And here's where like a bit of the like conspiracy theory lies, right? It's kind of like a conspiracy theory, but it like almost kind of makes sense to me, where I'm like, I don't think I'm crazy in saying this, but I think they only opened auditions so that they could have a little bit more of like eyes on them when they debut this talent. And they didn't debut this talent for him to, you know, get like a boost or whatever, for him to get seen. They debuted him so that their talents could get a little more seen, and so that he could join the agency with making the most uproar. Because you know how many other talents they debuted? None so far. To be fair, it could be that they're debuting their talents one at a time, but they didn't do much work in terms of debuting him, since, you know, he already had a majority of his stuff ready to go, because they were adopting talents. They weren't making new talents. And so wouldn't it make more sense for them to debut like the wave? Because they literally said we're looking for, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, you know, take my memory with like a huge grain of salt, but I'm pretty sure they were looking for multiple talents, supposedly. They've only debuted one. I don't think, or I don't know if they're going to debut another, but if they don't debut more talents, it means one of two things. Either they literally went through multiple applications and decided no one was good enough to join our agency, or they never intended to let anyone else in. And it's kind of weird too, because there were, okay, yes, conspiracy theories, Gamma Paprika. I don't have a lot of like conspiracy theories, but this one, like, the facts just do not match up for me, and I'm not trying to start anything with them, so I won't say anything about their name, what their talents are like, nothing, because I think at the end of the day, they're just doing their job as an agency that's trying to, you know, get popular. They're just trying to market themselves. I don't think what they're doing is inherently wrong. It's not necessarily predatory, or it's a little scummy. It's a little scummy, but it's not the worst that I've seen. So, you know, there's that. But a lot of people who auditioned kind of came out and said, I auditioned and my audition video had no watch time and I got a rejection email. And there was a lot of people who got the rejection email, and they started sending out rejection emails before their auditions closed. And it was like with really, really high speed. And it wasn't like, you know, like it was a decent amount of talents. There was, okay, so I can't say exactly how, because if I say exactly how we, like, I say we as in like the public in general, because this was made public, how we in general found out that a lot of people had been rejected at like a very high speed was because of an oversight in the management. Hi, President Dude Man. It's been a hot minute since you've been in here, right? Coming in at a fun time. I'm doing a little conspiracy theory in this agency, and I won't say who and I won't say what, but I think they only opened auditions to debut one of their new talents who didn't really need it in terms of following. I think they just did it to give their talents a little bit more boost and have more eyes on them. Yes, I've been busy. Yeah, no worries. We all get busy with life. Don't worry too much. I've been trying to watch one of these streams for like a week and a half. Well, I'm glad you finally made it. No worries. I'll be streaming the rest of this week too, so I'm sure you'll be able to catch like more. If not, you know, the VODs are always there. I'm there with you in spirit, you know? Oh my gosh. But yeah, like a lot of people were saying they had no watch time or very little watch time. And for that mass amount of people, and a lot of them, like I looked into, you know, what VTuber are you, what type of content they did, it didn't make sense for them to have submitted a truly, truly terrible audition video to get rejected that fast. And so I don't think that they really watched a lot of them. I think they just rejected a bunch of them. And it could be, you know, stuff like, oh, they don't think they fit the vibe, but the vibe of their talents are a little like common. And a lot of the VTubers that I was looking at were like the same vibe. A lot of them I felt like could have been a good fit within the group, because the whole point of like agencies and stuff, whenever one of the things that they look for in terms of vibe is like, will it make sense for you to be a part of this agency vibe wise? You know, you don't want to have like some hyper realistic 3D VTuber in the same cohort as like this super anime-esque girl, because usually they don't make sense. They like to keep like every talent in their agency at least looking around the same, to where they can line them up next to each other and like, yeah, okay, it makes sense. It looks like they're all from like the same show or something. But yeah, it's weird, and none of the facts match up, because why did they reject so many people so fast? And then there have been no other talents being like no other talents debuted, no mention of more coming soon. It's just been that one. And looking at his numbers, he didn't need to join an agency. So why would they make such a big fuss over, oh, you know, like this and oh, ooh, debut, if he didn't need the following, you know? So I think it was just like a marketing ploy, which is really sad because it's a little scummy to do, you know? People dedicate time and stuff to auditions to just be like, there was no point in us opening them. Because if they didn't want to be scummy about it and that's all they wanted, why didn't they just say, this person has signed a contract with us, come listen to his debut thing? Because that was essentially kind of all they did in terms of marketing anyways. The only difference between that and, you know, what would have been ideal and what they did is that they held auditions for like multiple months on end. So I don't know. I don't know, it's a little fishy to me. It really is a little fishy to me, but what can I say, right? I don't have a VTuber agency that I am in charge of. I'm not part of an agency, so I don't really know a whole lot. So I'm not qualified to be talking about it. I'm no businesswoman, but just from an outsider perspective, it does feel pretty like scummy. You are the agency? Yeah. I'm the boss, I'm the CEO, I'm the manager, I'm the editor, I'm the artist, I'm the clipper, I'm the audio fixer, I'm the tech support, I'm the talent, I'm everything. And that's great, but oh my god, is it tiring. It's great. I would like to join an agency someday. It's actually what I've been... is that okay to say? Yeah, that's what I've been doing recently, been applying and stuff, because I want to join an agency just because I want to make this a full-time thing. And, you know, most talents get salaries and stuff, so that means I can actually say, hey, I'm getting paid from this. If you could join an agency, who would you join? Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm not too familiar with a lot of the agencies. I know one that, like, kind of is a little bit of a dream to join. For no reason other than all the talents look like really cool, and you know, from what I've heard, which is kind of only through the talents themselves, which you can't trust that a whole lot, because I mean, what talent is gonna go on live, on air, online and say my agency is horrible? Even those who have been known to be in bad agencies don't say that online. Or when they do, it's after they've already left, or after things have gotten super duper bad. So can you imagine how many agencies there are that are doing like way worse or similar things that just haven't been caught? Because what talent would reasonably say that? Because at the end of the day, that's their job. They can't just badmouth their job like that, you know? Be right back, need to charge my phone, I have 3%. No worries, Antonio. But yeah, no, the one agency that I think I would want to join is Idol, because they look so cool and their talents look like they're having fun. And like, I know that's like a very basic thing to say, but I don't know, it gives me good vibes, you know? I'm running off of vibes here, and there's some agencies that I've seen where I'm like, something seems not right, especially when they have to like tiptoe around a lot of stuff. But the talents seem to have a lot of freedom in terms of content, and like, I don't know, it gives me the right vibes. So yeah, I think I would want to join Idol someday, but I would have to wait for auditions to open again and then hope and pray that I get in. Even then, one of the things that kind of sucks about joining an agency is that, not really about joining an agency, but just like, okay, so it would make more sense after I say the issue. Not a lot of them are like, yeah, you can keep your current model, your current avatar, and like everything. A lot of them are like, we will make you a model, or you're debuting for a specific model. They're usually, I feel like a lot of auditions in that aspect are kind of made for people who haven't done VTubing, like more so IRL content people, made to transition into VTubing spheres. They're not really made for already established indie creators. And you know, when indies do get into certain talent agencies, it's very rare for them to keep their like actual character and stuff. Usually they're made to stop making content in that form or whatever, and then they have to focus on, you know, their new form, the one that they're getting paid for and stuff. And it sucks because like, I like my model, I like my character, I like my vibe, you know, and so to have to like kind of give all that up, it's like, it's sad. That was one of the things that I thought of towards the beginning of like figuring out, okay, you know, how do I want to do this? I know I want to become a VTuber, but how do I want to do this? Because if you start applying without any content, obviously they're going to say no, because how can they trust that you're going to be able to fulfill contracts and bring in money? Because at the end of the day, agencies are businesses. The thing is, we're a capitalistic society. Businesses exist, and in order to exist, they need to make money. Even nonprofits have to make money. So it's like, you have to do well. as an agency VTuber. You have to bring in money. What was I talking about? Fuck. I forgot already. Like, okay, so as an agency VTuber, you have to bring in money. And then I don't know. I don't really know, but essentially whenever you join an agency, you're an investment. You're a financial investment. They believe that you can bring in money, so they will pay for stuff like your production costs and stuff like your editor and your model and stuff. Most agencies, not all of them. Some of them, they don't pay for that stuff and you gotta pay for it out of pocket. And those are the ones that you gotta be weary of. The good ones are the ones that are like, we will buy you, or we will pay for your equipment and stuff. You know, they offer a lot of benefits to their streamers and stuff, especially the ones that are like, yeah, we will give you mental health stuff, like mental health days and stuff. And, you know, ones that take care of their talents, those are good companies. I can't 100% say, oh yeah, for every company that tweets out, yeah, they're taking rest for mental health, that's a great company. I can't say that for sure. But at the very least, it gave me good vibes. You were saying something about capitalism and how you'll bring in millions someday. Yeah, sometimes someday I'll be rolling in dough. Oh, right. One of the things that I had to think of before starting is, like, if I applied without any experience, they would say no. But if I had it, like, make myself make experience by, you know, making a character, there's a chance that when or if I do get into an agency, I would lose everything that you worked for, because that's the thing with some of those agencies. You lose like all of your following and then you have to like start new again. And that's not, you know, the worst thing ever. It's fine, but it's a little sad, you know. I'm attached to Paprika. I like Paprika. So, you know, in order to actually get her into an agency, I kind of need to sell the idea of, yeah, no, she'll make money. And so it's very hard and risky. I want to learn how to rig 2D models when I get home. Could I whip up a model and have you test it? You won't have to stream with it. Just make sure it works. Oh yeah, I'm fine with that. I think I still have live 2D? VTube Studio. Yeah, I still have that installed if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I don't mind testing it. But yeah, that is one of the things about agencies. When you join it, it's not just, you know, can you make funny haha content? It's, can you bring in money with your funny haha content? Ugh, I don't like that. I need... what? Oh. There we go. There we go. Remove. Oh. There we go. And then add. There we go. I bet I'll make it this weekend. I bet. Let me know. But yeah, it's rough. It's really tough. But it seems really fun and it's something that I enjoy doing. So naturally, I'm gonna want to pursue it to the fullest extent that I can. Go. I think I can make that work. It's a little weird. There we go. Is that a heart on the shirt or is it a booba window? Both. It's a heart-shaped booba window. But I don't have much booba, so it's just kind of to make up for the lack of, to kind of give like a visual element there. Yeah, I thought it was really cute, you know, to have like a little heart on there. But like, okay, if this were a shirt designed, it would be a booba window. But booba windows are made for boobas, and there's not a lot of boobas, so it's just a window, I guess, technically. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I just think it's the Marge meme. I just think it's neat. There we go. Make it a proper window. Add glass. Oh my gosh. There we go. There we go. And now test. Oh, I forgot the eyes. And the rest of the face. Let me work on a new layer so that in case I have to erase, I don't have to worry about erasing everything else. There we go. You know, so I commissioned this artist, right? Because I saw on TikTok there was this audio and it was like, this audio is for struggling artists who are in desperate need of commissions. Here's an example, and here's another example, and here's like the prices or whatever. So yeah, if you want commissions, please reach out to us, right? And so naturally I looked through because I'm like, oh, I love commissioning people. Let me see if there's like anyone that I can commission, because I'm not a big baller. I don't have that great of a budget, but I don't want to go up to someone who I love their art and be like, hey, would you be able to work with this budget? Because like, I don't like devaluing artists, so I look for artists who are within my budget. And so I found this one artist that their art was so freaking cute and their commissions were a little low priced, and I was like, I mean, you know, I'll buy like 3 of them because I can afford that much, and then, you know, I'll have 3 commissions and they'll have money. So I messaged them, right? I get in touch with them and I'm like, hey, would you be able to do a commission of this character? And I sent them my reference sheet, and I'm like, and I want them in these photos. And I'm not going to show the photos because it's a bit of a surprise, but they were like a meme reaction photos that I think are going to be really funny if I get them. And they were like, okay, bet. And that was it. And I was like, okay, cool. I think that was it. Like, it's awesome. And like, that's it. And I messaged them on, I think last Wednesday. So it's been like a week. And I'm not saying, oh, I want it now, they need to hurry, because I'm an artist too. I get it. Things take time. But on their commission thing, they say like, oh, it's like a 1-day turnaround type stuff. And I don't really believe that, because art takes time, and especially for 3 commissions, I expected the wait time to be like 5 days, right? And so I messaged them on day 4 just in case, because I don't regularly stay, so it's on Instagram, right? That's where I had to message them through, and I don't regularly stay logged into my Paprika account on Instagram because, you know, I don't really have a reason to. So I messaged them and I was like, hey, is there, like, can I get a estimate time so that I know like when to check back in, because I don't stay logged in on this account and I don't want to miss a message. They've not responded. So I don't know if I'm gonna get that. The good thing is, like, they didn't have me pay up front, which is not a good thing to do if you commission and actually do intend to complete commissions and not run away from people after they say, can I get this commissioned? And you say okay. When you actually intend on doing that, then, you know, like, you should ask for at least half of the payment up front, because otherwise some people, they just commission stuff and then they don't pay and then they run away, and that's no bueno. But yeah, so they haven't responded to me, and I'm not sure if they will. And I don't think I've seen them like do any online activity since then. And I'm not like stalking them, right? I'm not like commenting on all their posts, hey, you know, when are you gonna get that done? Talking about commissions, do you have any experience or advice for people who message suddenly reaching out for possible commissions? Advice for people who message. So it's up to you, right? Because if you're an artist, and I've personally never experienced this, unfortunately, but if you're an artist, and the thing is, I'm speaking as a person who does that sometimes, who reaches out to people and like, hey, are you able to take commissions? It's totally up to you. If you want to take the commission, go for it. If it's something that you don't feel confident that you'll be able to complete, or something like that you're not comfortable with, like, oh, you know, I draw little anime people and they asked for this whole like mecha thing and I can't draw that, then feel free to decline them. It's okay to say no. But if you you know, want to try it out, be like, oh, I've never done commissions before, make sure to price yourself well. Don't sell your art for like $2 and it's this fully rendered piece, you know? Make sure to price yourself good, and like at something that both you feel comfortable with taking, because I know sometimes there's like an internal struggle with like, I don't feel like my art's worth that much, but like it is. So, you know, just do your best, especially whenever first opening commissions. You can start off a little bit cheaper, Because the point is, whenever you're first starting commissions, to like have a portfolio to show. So, you know, you can post a lot of like personal art or fan art and stuff like that that you've made, and then that'll like give people confidence and also allow them to be able to see what your art style is. So for me personally, what usually happens whenever I message people like, hey, are you open to taking commissions? Which has only happened like I think twice. It hasn't happened very often. But usually like I see their work, or I've followed their work before, and they mention something like, I'd be kind of interested in taking commissions, and then from there I go and I message them, hey, you know, I'm so and so, I do this, I'm looking to kind of get this piece commissioned, I want my character doing this, or oh, I want like an image of this, would you be able to make that for me? And then from there usually either they're not taking commissions, or, and you know, from there they just turn me down, and that's fine. If you ever, okay, because there are some not so great people out there, if you ever come in contact with someone who, you know, does that, they're like, hey, I'm looking to get this commissioned, and you go, hey, I'm not taking commissions, or like, hey, I don't want to draw that, and they go, why? I'm willing to pay you, and they start going off on you. Like, if they're not respectful about it, block them. The block button exists for a reason. Please, 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 please block them. I don't care if it's me, I would never do that. But if it was me, it doesn't matter who they are. If they're the greatest YouTuber in the world, block them. Because they should not be treating you that way if they're genuinely looking for work. Or genuinely interested in your work. They should not be treating you that way. I mean, like people randomly messaging you and they tell you their situation looking for possible clients. I don't know how to deal with them exactly. It feels awkward. Oh, you mean like people message you and say, hey, I'm taking commissions, do you want me to do art for you? Like that? Oh man, it is stuck in gasp mode. Yes, that one. Oh my god. Yeah, that, I ghost them. That's what I would do. I've been lucky enough to never have that, but just ghost them unless you see that they're a reputable account, and even then reputable accounts won't do that. But usually just ghost them, because I mean, it's unsolicited stuff. You know, when people come up to your porch or doorstep and they're like, hey, I'm selling vacuum models, or hey, I'm selling kitchen knives, a lot of them get no's every day. So it's you're not the worst person in the world. And yes, people go through certain things and they need money. I get that. I've been through that. But it's still not right to go unsolicited up to people and be like, please buy my stuff. Unless you're like, no, even then, it's just, it's not the right etiquette to have as an artist, because then it makes people feel really awkward, and the whole point is to make your clientele trust you, you know, to have a base clientele that respects your work and understands it. God. So yeah, no, I think you'd be fine in just not responding, and don't feel bad about it, because I'm pretty sure they've sent that like as a mass text. So pretty sure there are other people who will also not respond. I mostly sus on people that show their portfolio and it's so many different styles. Yeah, most people, even those who have like quote-unquote different styles, you can still see similarities in the way they color, the way their color palettes are chosen. There's always at least one similarity between them. And there's some people out there where it's like, I do this, I do that, I do this, I do that, and it's like, no, you don't. And even then, you gotta ask for like you gotta really be careful whenever people show you portfolios. I know people lie about their portfolios nowadays, it's horrible. But just make sure, I mean, my rule of thumb is if they don't have not necessarily that they have to have a big online presence, but they have to have kind of like a little bit of an online presence to where they've posted them doing art, or they've posted like art that they've done, for not like, oh, I did this work because I want to start taking commissions or stuff like that, but rather like, oh, I did this because I like this show, so I want to do art of it. That's what I use to kind of see, okay, I want to commission this person to do art for me, because that's the type of that's the type of artist that I want to support. Whenever I'm thinking about commissions, I want to support that artist. aside from me just like getting an image, you know, I want them to earn money. I want them to feel like their skill is valuable. So that's why I seek out those artists. The main artist that I've been using is my brother, and so that's why if it was someone else, I would credit them. But I can't because my brother's like, I don't want to take commissions just yet. So, yeah, feel free to just, if you ever want to commission my brother, let me know, and then I'll be able to bug him because I want to push him to do commissions. He can earn money that way, and he doesn't really believe me. But yeah. Feel free to just like at me in the Discord and be like, hey, tell your brother I really want to commission him. Usually there's similarities, but this is like super far, so sus. Yeah, it really do be like that. So you're saying there's a chance your bro might do commissions? Yeah, I've really been like pushing him to it. I don't want to be too pushy because I don't want him to end up in a little bit of a role that he doesn't want to do. Like a couple years back, I used to do painting commissions, not as an online presence, but just like in person. And it was at the time where I was still going to school, and that took the joy out of painting, like a lot, because essentially I would go to school, and then on the weekends I would spend it painting, like hours on end. And it was because my dad was mainly the one getting me the clientele, and he would be like, hey, you know, you gotta focus, you gotta hurry up and get that done. And you know, there'd be a couple breaks like, oh, you know, come eat. And it wasn't like he was like super, oh, you gotta get that done, you can't be playing around till that. But he was very strict about, you know, me being kind of not strict about being quick, but you know, like, hey, make sure to get that done. And I don't like that, so it took the joy out of painting for me, and so I stopped. I stopped doing that. So I don't want him to go through what I did in terms of that. So I don't want to push him too hard, but I do want him to know that his skill is not useless. I don't want him to give that up because he does have a passion for it. It's just a matter of being able to nurture him into making, making money from that. Let's see. It's hard to make a love hobby into a job because it sucks all the joy. Yeah, it's really hard sometimes. That took the joy out of life for me. It really do be like that. I think you gotta be really careful whenever you make something that you love into a job. And I think that's why artists do like, 5 commission slots at a time and stuff like that. I think they're being very responsible with taking care of their passion for it, because then they're able to take on like an acceptable workload. Because people who just open commissions and take like 70 commissions at a time and then they're booked for the rest of the year, it must be hella stressful. I can't imagine. And I don't mean that in like some weird like talking down on them way. I just mean like genuinely I cannot imagine that type of stress. Because me personally, anytime I have multiple projects on my shoulders, I'm like, I gotta get all of them done as much as possible, and I try working on all of them simultaneously, and it's not good for mental health. So I think it's good to really, like, me personally, I put it in a list of priorities, like which one is a higher priority that I get done faster, and then work from there. Let's see, I might drop in and out. I'm going through a lot of nothing, so there's crappy self-service. Yeah, no worries, Castle Grass. I'm worried if they're forcing themselves to stress with deadlines. That's why I worry about people who do Inktober sometimes. Oh my god, yes. So last year I did Inktober because the art class that I was taking, they, like, you know, kind of mandatory, you gotta do it, right? So I was like, okay. And luckily I did it, and it was like all of the drawings that I did had characters that I liked, so I was able to keep myself entertained with that. But apparently the way that professional artists do it, because my professor was a professional artist, and she kind of gave me a little bit of insight as to how like the mind difference in me and her was like huge. She would sketch out, or she would try to have all of the Inktober stuff sketched out before like the end of the first week of Inktober, so that the rest of the days she would just spend like inking and, you know, like finishing it. She didn't have to think of a new idea every day. I was thinking of a new idea every day. That same day that it was due, I was working on it at the start of the day, and I was finishing it at the end of the day. And that resulted in me being very, very close to deadlines. But to be fair, the way the class was structured, we had like basically the end of the week to get the entire week done. So a lot of the times it was like the first 2 days me sketching all the ideas, the 2 other days past that inking and just inking and lining, and then At the end of the week, it was me like posting, you know, making sure the image looked okay. Your professor has the insight for real. Towards the end of the Inktober though, she did like fall off of it a little bit, and she was like, I didn't sketch next week, so I need to do that. So it's not uncommon, so don't feel bad as an artist if like anyone out there who's listening who's an artist who does that, don't feel bad if like you start off good and then with time you're unable to keep up with it. It's normal, don't worry too much about it. But yeah, let's see, I'm just gonna copy and paste the other ones because this is a little more work than it should be. Horizontal, turn it, there we go. Howdy y'all, I can't say I'm working on that 1967 Camaro and the 1969 Mac R600. Hope y'all have fun. No worries, thanks for stopping in, White Farms. I think it was that same car that he's selling, so if you're interested in that car, feel free to leave a comment, and I think he should be able to find that in the comment of this VOD. Yeah, either that or White Farms, are you in the Discord? I don't think you are. But yeah, either that or I guess you could message me through Discord and then I'll let Y Farms know next time he's in stream. My elementary school art teacher does model houses on YouTube for a living now. Oh, for real? Huh. That is, there's like so many different paths you can go on in life, and it's crazy. And it almost makes me a little frustrated, because then how are you supposed to know? Like, how are you supposed to know every job that exists out there and the different paths that you can go through when, you know, you're not exposed to stuff like that? People born on like the outskirts of the city don't know about the many different jobs that there are in like the game industry and stuff. Even I didn't know, and I'm like not I'm not like, you know, sheltered from technology. It's just nobody talks about it. Like, there's stuff like people who work on only the lighting in games and stuff, and there's just so many different paths. So how are we supposed to know what all there is? There's just way too much to know. That's such a really good hobby to get into, model houses and small scale fantasy builds, for real. And they're satisfying to watch. There was I suck at creator names, but there's a creator on YouTube that does that, and she draws, I think it's like Nyx or something, or not Noctix. I don't know. She draws herself as like this girl, and she has a ponytail, and she has like a skull mask on her. Her name is Bentley House Minis. She's at 125k subs. Yo, I'm gonna search that up really quick. I'm curious. Hi, what are you drawing? I am drawing, or I'm working on the Discord emotes right now. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. Let's see. Oh, damn, those look pretty. Holy shit. Tell her she just won herself a sub. I don't know if that's still your teacher, but yeah. I don't know how I can find that girl. I don't know how to find that girl, but she essentially looked like this. She had like a skull, like Skull Kid mask skull. Like that, right? And then like you would see the rest of the face. Then she had like a ponytail or something like that. And it was always like in black and white. And that's what she looked like, I swear. But I don't remember her name. She has like a pretty big channel. I loved watching her stuff. She would build a lot of like miniature builds and stuff, and they were just so satisfying to watch. Versus you have to have people who dictate what is real job career and force you to stay away from all that does not fit their description. For real. I've never been good at art. It really do be like that. It's a skill you gotta train. Since you told me about her, I will probably see her on my YouTube shorts and recommend it, to be honest. I haven't actually watched any of her content recently. Not really for any reason, it's just like I haven't seen any, but also I haven't been exactly scouring the internet too often recently. But yeah, if you do see her stuff, highly recommend it. I guess let me know in the Discord so that I can either confirm or deny. Like, oh yeah, that's her. Oh no, that's not her, but that stuff is interesting. Yeah, miniature builds are cool. Always like them. I want to do them. I've tried one before, with my friends. They came over one day and like I had like a miniature build set that I'd started with my brother, but me and my brother both get distracted very easily, so we were nowhere near finishing it, and they were like, yeah, let's work on it, this sounds fun, and then we all worked on it and we got it done that same day. So yeah, that was cool. Highly recommend them. Very cool, very fun. There we go. Is that right? Okay, there's like no line for this here, but I don't like it not having a line. So I'm just gonna do that to indicate that there's cloth and a shoulder somewhere. See, because that wouldn't make sense because the shoulder goes somewhere here. So I guess I just gotta leave it. It is what it is. Let's see. A hobby I really want to get into is game development. Yeah, it's really fun making little indie games and stuff. If you do ever make and release an indie game, put it in the Discord, let me know. And if you release it on itch mainly. And then I'll be able to play it in one of the like itch.io ones. It would be cool to have like people in my community that like, I'm like, they made this, look at them, they're so talented, and be able to play it on stream. They dropped me in a match that had already started and I still won. 10 whole points behind and I still won. Yo! Goated. Goated. Let me drink some water. My throat is killing me. I'm running so low on water and I don't know if there's an empty water bottle on the windowsill, but I did not restock water before stream, so let's hope I can make it. I only have like 14, right? Yeah, 14 more minutes. I think I got it. I am out of water. I wanted more water. Drink some diesel? Absolutely not. Hydration time. Yes. Yes. Nice liquid. Good, relaxing liquid. I swear there has to be more like water in my room somewhere. I found one. I found one. Okay, I'm gonna get it with my legs so that I don't have to break the tracking. I dropped it. I dropped it again. I got it. I got it. Now I just gotta get it. Oh my god, how old is that water bottle though? It's not that old. Nah, I go through my waters pretty fast, so like ones that were in here last week get finished around the middle of this week. So they're not that old. It's not like I keep them in here for months on end. So yeah. I have a half-empty water bottle! Give me a second, I'm so thirsty. That feels so good. Can't imagine what just happened in that room. Nothing out of the ordinary, that's pretty common for me. I mean, kind of, usually I bend over more to get it, but I was really trying my hardest to keep the tracking intact. There we go. I normally get bored of live streams, but since your streams are the same goldfish brain activity, that doesn't bore me. Pog! That's like the one good thing about having goldfish brain. There's always something new that I'm working on or something new that I'm talking about. So honestly, it doesn't matter when you join the live streams, there's always gonna be something new. Oh my god. Keep it for months, who cares? The water we drink is already millions of years old. You know, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. And that's what scares me. Cause yeah, it's not like water is made. Does that mean water is a finite resource? How is water made? Like, okay, no wait, let's actually think for a second. How is water made? It's hydrogen and oxygen, right? Is it like a limited resource? We just never thought it. Water is always recycled. Yeah, I know for like sewage systems and stuff, they just kind of recycle the same water for stuff. But drinking water, isn't there like a finite amount? Because unless... Okay, see, this brings up like a really scary thing. Because on the space station, the way they get water and keep having water is that they recycle their pee. So... Okay, our water, right? The water that we drink is very heavily filtered and purified so that it has no bacteria. No, drinking water is also recycled. If you could see my face. I can't make the expression with this model. Let me see. Let's see if I can attempt. No, see, I don't have the open mouth. It's just kind of like a... No, I can't make the expression, but yeah, I think you get the vibe. I'm flabbergasted. That means it's either sewage water and or urine and or both. And all. But it's fine, it tastes okay, and it gets heavily, heavily cleaned, so... Just a thought, though. Just a thought. It ruined it for me. Oh my gosh. It's finite in the sense that we reuse all the water. Yes, ma'am, you can reuse poo-poo water. Oh, man. Man. We all drink poo-poo water. Oh my god. I don't know, I just like, yeah, if I'd thought about it long enough, I would have come to the same conclusion. But I didn't, because I knew that I would. Didn't they, like, technically say the water you drink has a very small percentage of the same sweat of being any you want? I don't remember. I don't think so, or at least I didn't hear of this. It gets filtered to the point that they have to re-add minerals so we can actually drink it. Yeah, so then see, it's like super duper clean. It's like cleaner than before we drink it, so it's fine, it's fine. It's no cause of concern at all. I think it's just like something that when you think about it, you're like, That's why drinking diesel is better. There isn't any poo-poo water in the diesel. Well, I would argue that there's actually just straight caca in the water. Or not in the water, in diesel. Because diesel is just like fossil fuels. So basically anything that was inside that animal before it died, that's what's in diesel. Everything and anything that was inside of it is in diesel. So hi Mia, welcome in. Diesel is just full of bones and inside the corpse, right? It's just decomposed animals, like prehistoric decomposed animals. So everything that was in the animal. So like I would argue diesel is actually worse than water. Oh my god. There we go. And that be I think I might just get through the Z's before stream ends. Diesel is better than water. I guess an argument could be made. It's got some extra kick to it, but it's not a good kick. It's not a good kick. At least cars can drink it. I can read. GJ Cars. Yeah, they can, but I don't think they have like a particular mechanism to taste. Diesel, no, Mia, they got you, no. It's not exactly just decomposed. What is the process for diesel? I'm like tempted to look up a video and watch it on stream how diesel is made. Contemplating. Okay, let me get the Z's done first. If we have some time before the end of stream, I may put that on and we'll watch it real quick together. If not, we'll watch it tomorrow in the 15-minute beforehand, and then we'll have a discussion on diesel. Actually, no, tomorrow I gotta present on what's it, Killdozer, so Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. Do it, diesel origin story. Let me try. Just gotta get this done. There we go. Ew, that looks horrible. Why do I make life so difficult for me? I'm like, let me redraw everything. I could just copy and paste. I've done it before and I'll do it again. Oh my gosh. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's good. Copy, paste. Make this smaller. A little bigger. Go. Duplicate. There we go. Nope, that. Make it smaller. There we go. Easy peasy. What do we got? 6 minutes? Okay, we have enough time. Alright. To the window screen. Let's just zoom out on that one. And let's see. Please don't show anything bad. Okay, good. Let's see. Window capture. Okay, let me pull out a window. Give me a couple of seconds while I get this set up. YouTube. I think I spelled YouTube wrong. I did. I put YouTube. And let's see. How is diesel made? Let's see, something quick. Okay, petroleum refining process explained simply. And it has 3D models and stuff. Okay, let me see. This one, this one. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. There we go. And then the audio. Let me just switch it to that one. Okay, let me put pause on the music. There we go.
Refining begins with a process
I
called
hope it doesn't
distilling.
copyright it. Let me
After oil
put
is
some volume down
supered,
just in case and talk over it.
vapor. The vapor is fed into the distillation. As it rises and cools, the vapor turns back into a liquid.
Okay, back into a liquid.
Using stacks of trays, the liquid
Stacks.
is easily collected and separated by weight.
It's separated by weight, guys.
The lighter and medium weight liquids require less processing before they're ready to be used in cars and trucks. The heavier liquids need more processing to become useful.
So then it all comes from the same stuff? I was not aware of this.
A process called cracking is used
Cracking.
to maximize the usefulness of heavy oil. Heavy oil has long strings of carbon and hydrogen molecules.
Right. Long strings.
Using
It's
a
long strings.
catalyst,
It's spaghetti.
these molecules can be broken into smaller chains,
Small spaghetti.
transforming the heavy oil into lighter, more valuable fluids.
Ooh. So they make it lighter. So it's like so heavy. They gotta make it lighter.
Reforming is a process that increases the amount of gasoline produced from crude oil. One of the products separated in the distilling process is a liquid called naphtha.
Naphtha.
The
Ooh.
number of carbon atoms in naphtha is about the same as the number found in gasoline, but their structure is more complex. Reforming rearranges the naphtha molecule, turning it into a usable gasoline-like molecule.
What's naphtha? I don't know what naphtha is still. Fractional distillation of crude oil, ma'am. I learned that in school. I did not.
Blending is a process of mixing different refinery products to
Blending.
make finished petroleum fuels. Gasoline, for example, is blended to achieve octane standards, creating the grades of gasoline you see at the pump: regular, mid-grade, and premium, that are necessary to meet the needs of specific engine types.
The more you know. Never the boom boom.
It's a process used to produce cleaner
Oh
gasoline,
god.
which helps protect both the environment and our health.
Right.
Gasoline molecules contain impurities like sulfur that can be removed.
Not that sulfur.
When the molecules are heated and come in contact with a special catalyst, a chemical reaction occurs that strips the sulfur away. These sulfur
I have
compounds
leftover
are used
pasta
as
from Cheesecake
fertilizers
Factory.
and pharmaceuticals.
Oh shit.
Nothing goes to waste in a refinery.
I mean, like it's kind of cool, but like, does that? Okay, wait. Okay, so here's the connection my brain made. If stuff like that comes from gasoline and diesel and stuff, doesn't that mean that technically by eating medicine, we're eating diesel and gasoline? Like, not really, right? Not really. It's like an ancestor of that. But still, isn't that like technically kind of just almost just a little bit close to the truth? I'm gonna have a lot of stuff to ponder tonight. Oh god. I have a lot to think about. All right, with that, it is 2:59, just about the time to wrap up stream. Let me start the music again because it's too quiet. There we go. And go to just chatting. All right. Proof that diesel and gas is healthy to drink. I don't know if necessarily healthy because, like, you know, medicine isn't exactly the healthiest thing. It's used to make you healthy, but it's not like healthy in and of itself. But yeah, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up stream. Thank you all for showing up. Thank you all for coming. I really do appreciate y'all being here. And yeah, I'll catch y'all tomorrow at a different time tomorrow. Let me double check. I post the schedule on Discord mainly for me to have a quick way to find it again. Tomorrow we will be streaming V Pumpkin again, some more Minecraft stuff, at 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. So it's the regular start time, usually like 7 p.m., but we're going to be staying on 1 hour later. So yeah, I will see you all tomorrow. Stay safe, drink your milk, eat your vegetables, don't talk to strangers, or at least use your best judgment. Bye, I'm probably gonna go argue with Mer. I bet I'll be stalking the chat. Alright, bye y'all! Bye! Bye! I'm not gonna drink diesel. Okay, bye. 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 Where is it? Where's my tab? Where is it? I can't find it. Shit. There it is. Okay, bye!